Are you not entertained? Is this not why you were here?
Oh, lucky bastard.
You being sarcastic or something, my son?
Fool, you should never mix your drinks.
What are you retarded?
We'll have to take this abuse much longer.
You're a fool! You're a fool! You're a fool!
Oh, that's what we call diarrhea.
You think this is a fucking joke? This ain't Kenny camera. There's no hidden cameras.
Oh shit, I've said fuck. Oh fuck, I've said shit.
That's your ass. Get a weapon collector ass.
I could knock him out in the shed. Are you kidding me? That is crazy.
Stop it, please. For God's sake, please stop it. There's no more time.
Is this not why you were here?
Right, everyone, WeaponCollector here. I'm doing a vertical and horizontal today. So if you're watching this and you're hearing me read out comments that you can't see, it's because you're on the wrong stream. Most of the regulars will do the wide one, and most of the new people will do the vertical one. All right. So good evening. Hope you're having a nice evening, and welcome bed shitters who are nice and early.
What are you doing in so early? Shit the bed.
Hello, Dropped who's cooking. Hello, Tom and Cheryl. How are you? Hello, Richard. Right, I'm going to get up and shut my window quickly because it's fucking freezing now. I was boiling hot earlier. Right, that's that done. Right. Yeah, what you lot been up to? What have I done today? I had to cut a piece of metal for Metallic because she needed a metal tube for her gear stick, and then my fucking shoulder's fucking killing me now. I only did about 30 seconds of cutting a bit of copper pipe. Probably was that though. Sorting out some camping gear, vacuum packed my sleeping bag because when it's rolled up, it's like that big because it's a proper, like winter one. It's massive. I've now managed to fit it in a sort of suitcase. She also said, Tom and I are watching Mindhunter on Netflix. It's so good. Did you finish all of Mr. Mercedes? I'm assuming that finishes the same as the books. Don't spoil it for anyone. But yeah, I've read the books to them. I do want to watch that. Yeah, Mindhunter sounds quite good. Drop says, saw your stab-proof thing. I bet you could wear that around your waist. Yes. I was going to say it can fit around my fucking waist. You could have a body armor panel. Oh, God. Save you a bit of money. Richard said, ordering stuff to build my flight bow. Oh, yeah, nice. I won't mention what you said in that email, but Rich, but very interesting. Oh, I got in the loft today, Rich, and I went to get the bloody commando limbs, and they weren't where I'd left them, so I must have moved them. So I'm going to do a video on all my crossbows soon. When I do that video, it will require going through this pile of stuff where the limbs are. Yeah, I got up there with a piece of paper, a pen, a tape measure, and a light and everything, if I can, to record it, to write it down. Cheryl said, yeah, we did watch Mr. Mercedes. It was awesome. Yeah, I thought that would be good. As I said, I read the books. I read all 3 books in about a week. About 10 years ago, maybe. Yeah, I really enjoyed it. And it was nice reading them all in one go as well. Peach, how you doing, mate? You're right. Don't forget to like the stream, everyone, if you're watching. And if you are new to this channel, don't forget you can chat about anything within reason. We don't do politics or religion or like dodgy stuff, but come and have a laugh. But if you've got questions about stuff, self-defense stuff, crossbows, stuff up there, whatever, just come and join in and have a bit of a laugh. You know what I mean? Johnson, always figured you had a box full of limbs. Well, I'm gradually acquiring a box of limbs. Our Queen has just joined in the background. Hello, our Queen. You won't see her, but she's in the background. How do I pronounce that name? Koi Yek Sek Yuta. How are you? Sorry if I butchered your name. It said, "Wow, that's lots of weapons." That's not even like a quarter of them. Matat said, good morning all. Saint said, I'll like the stream if I get a high five. Look, we're going out there. There's your high five, mate. There's your high five. Or am I hitting you on the head? Or am I doing some kind of dodgy salute that you've just made me do? Saint, I saw you cheating on me on Liam's fucking stream earlier. Or was it Cookie? No, it wasn't you. It was Cookie. Sorry. I'll take that back. Matat said, I saw the ad for the Zombie Knife program on Channel 4. Ah, yes. Yeah. So on Channel 4, there's going to be a 24 hours in police custody episode about zombie knives. I helped with the research for that. Yeah. So watch it. And some of the info, I'm going to watch it and I'll tell you if she uses any of the info I gave her. I asked for a credit and she said she couldn't do it. Don't forget to like the stream, everyone. There's 33 people watching. Come and say hello. Have a bit of a laugh with us. Something that I was going to say. Yes. Yeah. So, yeah, don't make me do bloody high fives. That don't look right. Sad. Like 10 people just suddenly shot off. Yeah. So when that Zombie Knife documentary comes on, give it a watch and hopefully me and so it wasn't just me. Timbo helped them out as well. But I'll be honest with you, I wrote a very, 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 very long email for her, like shitloads. You know, it was like I don't know, a good paragraph of the book's worth. You know what I mean? Chapter of not fucking chapter, not a paragraph. It's a good chapter, good like fucking 10 pages worth of fucking stuff. Because she wanted to know like the history of zombie knives, where they came from, and all this stuff. So yeah, I tried to explain everything to her. So yeah, we'll see. They probably won't use that kind of stuff. Because the problem is, there isn't really a true original zombie knife. Do you know what I mean? They just originated from like fantasy knives and movie knives. You know what I mean? There wasn't a true, this is the very first zombie knife sort of thing. Because then it's not a real thing anyway. Ko Raku, how are you? He said, damn bro, got a full load out, thank you. And Koyek Sek Yuta, I'm going to butcher your name every time, said I have subscribed. Thank you. Thank you. I've put these gloves on because I've got arthritis at the minute. I make leather work knives and sheaths and that's it, like that knife there and that sword and that knife I made. And my hands are in a bit of pain at the minute. I have taken some painkillers though. So yeah, Zombie Knife documentary coming soon on Channel 4 in the UK. Me, definitely. So the people I know that helped was me and Timbo. I don't know anyone else who did personally, but I know me and Timbo 66 definitely did. Timbo had a phone call with her, and I sent her this big long email because I didn't fancy talking on the phone to her. Saint said, I think I'm going to cut my clip points edge tomorrow and turn it into a spear point. Because I'm planning on making it out on Monday to do a bushcraft, and I don't know how dodgy the blade looks as it is. No, that should be all right. I get you though, but no, I think that should be okay. That should be okay. Yeah, that's up. If you feel safer doing that, they do it. The drop said a sharpened stick is the original zombie. Well, exactly. It was a weird thing to ask, and also depending on who you ask. People will come up with different definitions of what the very first zombie knife was, because they evolved from other things. It became that machetes with sawbacks and Rambo knives became zombie knives, but they weren't zombie knives originally, and they're not zombie knives in any other country. They are what they are. You know what I mean? And originally, zombie knives were. The original zombie knives was mostly stainless steel wall hanger type things, you know, fantasy type things, and you know, and with weird colours and like green with blood on them and stuff like that. And so do I have a 1911? That is a 1911 just there. Saint said, what do you reckon? Just wrap it up. I'm going to be putting it in my bag, but God knows what some officer would think if I got stopped. Yeah, wrap it up. It might be worth making some kind of cardboard sheath for it for now. So get a piece of cardboard, wrap that in tape. If you use electrical tape, don't pull it tight, otherwise it will start squeezing it. Make a sheath for it, temporary sheath. Make sure it's at your back, bottom of your bag. But the thing is, if you've got all the other gear and you genuinely are going camping, it'll be fine. You know what I mean? The drop said gaudy decorative stuff that would be utterly useless as a knife. Yeah, pretty much. Very, very weird designs, and that's where they came from. But there was no true origin. And like I say, knives that weren't zombie knives later became zombie knives. There was a lot of, like, in my opinion, stuff that didn't really need to. You don't need it in a documentary. You know what I mean? Because the problem is, the whole point of doing a documentary on zombie knives is sort of utter bollocks in the first place. What this documentary should be about is people murdering people. the zombie knife bit is utter horse piss. They're just stabbing each other. Zombie knives. It's not an epidemic of zombie knives. You know what I mean? It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous to think that it's zombie knives that are causing all this violence. No, it's not. It's because people don't give a fuck about stabbing people. And that's what it is. Because they'll use kitchen knives, zombie knives, machetes, any fucking thing they can get their hands on. It just so happened that you could get big, long zombie knives for fuck all price. Big, long zombie knives like that for like £5. You're going to go for that, aren't you? The zombie knife is not the issue here, and it's ridiculous. Yeah. When you think about it, it's a bit, pointless. Thank you, Pete. It is facts, isn't it? It is facts. Saint said, what do you reckon? Just wrap it up. Yeah, I did read that, didn't I? Saint said, MPs probably watch it. Mad Max before banning them. Probably watch Mad Max before banning them, yeah. But you know what I mean, though? They're still trying to act now like there's an epidemic and the issue is zombie knives, and that is not the fucking issue. The issue is not zombie knives. It helps that they're cheap, but it's not the zombie knife isn't really the issue. And I don't know why people can't see that. It's fucking bizarre. Cheers, everyone. What do you want to talk about? Got me on a mild rant there, but it's true though, and I think that needs to be said. It's a fucking pointless endeavour, really. Blaming it all on zombie knives. Saint said, I wouldn't be surprised if they make a blade tax so everything becomes expensive to deter criminals. Yeah. I heard they're gonna do a tourist tax now for people who come to London. I thought that's a terrible thing to do, because sure, they're going about, so they're going to start taxing tourists when they come over here, but to make money. But surely that would probably put more people off, depending on how much it is. But yeah, Bill said zombie knives are reefer madness with an edge. Yes, that is good. That is great. But that's slightly off topic. But can you remember what it was I wanted laminated? Oh fuck! No. What did you want laminated? Yeah, I remember you asking me. Yeah. I remember you asking me, and I can't remember what it was now. Drop said, better if you had to prove you made the thing. People who make things tend to not use them for jackassery. Exactly. Mother said, evening, Mike, how far is the UK Tank Museum from you? Ever visited there? All right, I'll tell you what, Mother. I'll write that down, and then when me and Metallic go on our road trip, if it's on the way, we'll make it, and we'll try to. I don't know if I've ever been to the actual tank museum, but I have been to museums. No, I might have been there once, Hello, Mother, by the way. I'm not sure where it is, mate, to be honest, though. Pete said, ghost guns, zombie knives. What next? Vampire crossbows, yeah. Well, exactly. The These names, try to read these people's names. Like, hello, Mr. Egg. Actually, I won't read yours out. Oh, God. Saint said... Right, hang on. He said they'll be boycotting Cupid soon for shooting people in the heart, yes. Mother said they have the only working tiger tank in the world. I might have been there. Depends where it is. If someone can find out where the tank museum is, let me know, and then I'll tell you if I've been there. Cheryl said we had to pay tourist tax when we arrived at a hotel in Mallorca in October. It was well weird. €52. Yeah, they're on about doing it to people who come to London now. John said, "Oh shit, bucket has arrived again." Like, hello, mate. Yeah, I'd never heard of tourist tax, Cheryl, till today. Yeah, I'd never heard of a tourist tax till today. Saint said it's in Leeds. So if it's in Leeds, I haven't been there. Mr. X, how you doing, mate? Are you watching vertical or horizontal? Right, hang on. Yeah, now you've said where that is, Bovington. Yeah, I remember now. Yeah, maps. Well, I'll tell you fucking what. I'll tell you what. When we go on our road trip, that's sort of on the way or on the way back. You on this long one, Mr. X? Yeah. Put it this way: can you see my hands? How many fingers am I holding up on each hand? If you can't see my hands, you're on the vertical one. It's all good, mate. It's just depending on what one you're on, you'll see everyone's comments. Oh yeah, that's sort of on our way, isn't it, Metallic? I don't know if it'll be a chance to go there. If you can't see my hands, you're watching the vertical one then. All right, hang on. It's all right, mister. You might be able to see. You might be able... Can everyone see each other's comments tonight? Like the ones I'm not reading, the ones I am reading out. I'm reading out everyone's anyway. Fucking hell. John said dragged through a fucking thorn bush. Been all right, boss. Why? What's that? The dog or? Cheryl said all of your charges it. Why shouldn't we? Where is this moolah going, though? Well, the Canary Islands haven't implemented it yet. Fate said, I've driven a tank at one of those tank museums before. Maybe it was that one. Probably. Mother said, and no one sees me. In fact, no, can't see vertical on wide stream. Saint said, if you switch to the horizontal stream, you can see more of Mike's filthy room. Nah, do it. Filthy fucking cold. It's full of dust in here, but you know, that's how I like to live my life. Cheryl's been in here, she can confirm how filthy it is. Although the only filthy thing Cheryl saw was my PC screen. Tell them about that, Cheryl. Cheryl sat up here and had a bit of fun on her phone like they were shooting crossbows in the garden because it was so cold. Doesn't Mike lives in a weapon bin? Yes, I do. I live in a weapon bin. I certainly do. Yeah, you'll see most of the other comments then, Mr. X. I thought I'd do a vertical and a horizontal because sometimes you get more views and get more viewers. But it depends. It depends. Cheryl said it's not filthy. PC screen has a dirty minus Cyrus screensaver. It does. Although I've changed it to a not so dirty one now because it's not Christmas anymore. So I changed it to a different minus Cyrus one. Yeah. My day's been just a weird day of doing. That was disgusting. I want the Christmas one. Oh, God. 'Cause, 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 ' James is easily confused. It's all right, mate. Take no notice of us. What have I done today? Sorting out some camping gear. Cut a bit of pipe for metallic. Cleaned up the kitchen. What PC do I have? It's a refurbished office computer. I think it's an Optiplex 3070 or something like that. It was supposed to be able to be up. It's got an i5 processor in it and 8 GB RAM. It was supposed to be able to be upgraded to 16. And when I went to upgrade it, I checked the number and some bastard had scratched off the 3 to make it look like a 7. Because a 750 can be upgraded to 16 GB. The 3050 can't. But by then I'd had it about a year. So I see how you doing, mate. But it's all right. Computer, it's nothing special, but it's all right. Yeah, it's got an i5 processor, which was all right. You know, that does what I need. I think if I change that, I'll get 16 GB RAM and an i5 or an i7 processor. Yeah. Yeah. Hello, Co Bunny. How are you? Mike has the best gaming PC. Depends what games you're playing. Broken Sword, the original one. Mr. X said, been 30 degrees plus most of the week, but wet and chilly today. It's quite cold here. Drop said, I got to spray paint the ceiling of the bathroom, some kind of mold repellent. Oh, I'm thinking about having to do something to the bathroom soon. Saint said, so it can handle daily tasks well. For the needs, it seems pretty well. Yeah, it's all right. Yeah, as I say, 8 GB RAM, i5 processor. Yeah, it edits pretty quick, and yeah. Cheryl said, Drops knows how to have a good time on the weekend. Yeah, he certainly does. Code Bunny said, I usually carry Raja 2, and Raja is way easier to flick open than your Spada. Yeah, I've always wanted one of those. They're the really big folders. I've never got around to getting one of them yet. My EDC at the minute near me is that, which is a Buck 110 Lite. Yeah, the tiles are coming off in the bathroom. Oh, Steve, hello, Steve, by the way. He said he was watching, but he can't join. We'll have to sort your settings out next time I see you. But yeah, good to have you on, Steve, even though you can't comment. Oh, Steve, if you are watching still, because I know you were, I'm going to do your cookery soon, because that was going to be my next project anyway. I've got a project that I need to do for metallic, and I've got your cookery. Do you want a traditional sheath, or do you want a more modern sheath? Like, sort of similar but bigger and nicer than like that one I did recently. Abbott Ground said my EDC is a Swiss Army knife. Yeah, well, when I EDC out, I'll have a legal carry. Hello, by the way. What was I talking about? Yeah, the tiles are coming off, but it'd be too big of a job to do the whole lot. So I think I'm just going to get basically a shower panel and basically fucking screw that over the tiles for now. You know, silicone and fucking just, yeah. Saint said, you're going to be making any more bushcraft blades? Yes, I will be making more bushcraft blades. As long as I rest my hands and that in between projects, they don't get so fucked up. It's only if I continuously keep doing it after my hands hurt. So I'm going to take it easy now. So it probably means I'd still be able to get a knife done a week, or at least a project done a week, which, if you think about it, that's plenty. Let's say I was really regular with my videos. I could still do a shooting video, a random video, a shed build once a week. That's plenty of videos, and my hands wouldn't be fucked. That's my fucking mouse keeps playing up. I don't think it's the mouse, it's the surface I'm trying to use it on. Abbott said, worried about being stopped even with that. Yeah, it could be an issue. Don't forget to like the stream, everyone, by the way. Cobunny said, took me like 50 tries to flick it open, the Espada. Feels effortless now. It's when you get used to them, isn't it? Drop said, fun part is trying to vent the room when it's below freezing. Having hotboxed myself for spray paint. I had some spray paint that, holy shit, actually made your lungs like really fucking hurt. Andy, how you doing, mate? You all right? He said, hello, bud. My message is too long to send, so I posted on today's other video for you to share about the Toby. Oh, I saw that. So, Andy, was it you who mentioned the wax, the lube wax? Putting too much on. I'll talk about that in a second. Drops to start doing videos on hand therapy. Yes. Saint said, I just started using flap discs. They are the best thing ever. Flap discs are lovely. And I'll tell you the other thing that's really good, Saint. You can get these discs. I can't remember what they're called, but they're almost like a hard sponge. But imagine a sponge with loads of holes in it. They will take paint off and not scratch the metal at all. Mother said, I'm sure your best friend is Leatherman Bond. Yes, sorry, Mother, I missed your comment there. I did see it. Leatherman Wave Gen 2 and Victorinox Swiss card. Yeah, I need to get my Swiss card tomorrow. I'm ordering it tomorrow because I needed to wait so I can order something else at the same time and it won't stop. Swiss card is being ordered tomorrow. So Andy was saying about putting too much wax on your crossbow. It can then build up in the like trigger and stuff like that. Which, yes, that can be an issue. Yeah, I have known someone else to have that issue. Yes, you do have to be careful of that. Yes, is it Scott's Bright? It was the ones on the actual wheel, Rich. I can't. Saint, if you ask me, ask me and I'll send you a picture of it. Is it called Scott's Bright? Spacey said got high as fuck. What? Oh, I thought you meant today. Yeah, spraying. A few years ago, I was using spray paint car lacquer in the living room, got high as fuck. So he said, yeah, I've been using those wire wheels for that. They're sketchy, though. I'll check them out. Yeah, it's hard for me to explain what it is. But it's like an angle grinding disc, and it's got this stuff that looks like sponge, but more holes in it, and it's hard. And it's soft to touch though almost, but it'll take off the paint and it will not scratch the metal at all. Because I noticed even with flap discs, they still scratch the metal and then they're a bastard to get off. But it's still a good thing to get stuff off of things. Like hard black sponge, that's it. That's exactly it, Mr. X. That's exactly it. But I can never remember what the stuff's called. Yeah, like the ones I've got blue, but it's like a hard black sponge, isn't it? But it's on a disc. Yeah. I'm just going to catch up some of these comments. Ninja Rabbi said, I've been thinking of making a Swiss card out of leather and then just ordering all the tools. Don't have to worry about the plastic. That's a good idea because you can buy all the parts. Hello, Ninja Rabbi, by the way, on eBay, can't you? Drop said, flap discs. Where's my fucking mouse gone again? Bloody thing's a nightmare at the minute. Fuck's sake. Hang on. What is it doing? I'm fucking miles behind by doing this. Drops a flap discs are 60 grit. Almost caught the grinder again yesterday. Cord is faulty and didn't have to turn it on at random. Same finger and all. Fucking hell, mate. Wire wheels are lethal. Picking that crap out your skin. Full bod protection needed for them. Yes. Pete said, it's like a flap disc made of stone, people. Cheese grate their feet with it. I've always called it lava sponge, but yeah, that's what it's like. Flap dick. Yeah, I've got a couple. They come in a range of sizes. Yeah, and I never know what they're called, ever, Mr. X. I've got a few, and I don't know what the fuck they're called. Flap disc. Are you spending too much time on porn now? Yeah, maybe. But yeah. If you remind me, Saint, I'll send you a picture of it, and then at least you'll know what you're looking for. Yeah. Bloody mouse, I had to turn it on and off. Yeah, I can never remember what these things are called. But they're good for taking off rust, paint. The point of them is they don't scratch the metal excessively. I've made the mistake of using flap discs, don't get me wrong, fucking great. But you can still scratch the metal so badly that you never get them fucking scratches out. I've done that a few times with my weed slasher swords. And I'll be honest, if you're not careful with one of those black sponge things, you'll still do it with that, but it's a lot harder to do it. Yeah. So yeah, I should be able to get projects done now. It's just taking my time and not overdoing it. Because my hands was all right last time. It's just all it was. Last time, as I said, I was working, my hands started hurting, I carried on, they started hurting worse, I carried on, they started hurting worse, I carried on, they started hurting worse, I never fucking stopped, and then they fucking wouldn't stop hurting for 3 months. Because they're still funny now, but don't stop me, I could do stuff now. Saint said I got 12 40 grit flaps on eBay. Yeah, I've got some as high as 120, I think. Yeah. I got some 80 and 120 last time for 13 quid, he said. Still have a few left, and even they're worn out, they still remove rust. Exactly, they still do work. When they start running out, they're a bit smoother then, aren't they? Yeah, there are 120. The ones I've got in the shed, they are 80 and 120. Yeah, the 120 ones are good for taking off paint. Because the only bastard thing about the weed slashes is trying to get the fucking paint off them. Yeah, the 120 one's pretty good. Again, remind me in an email or a message somewhere, and I will. I'll give you some information. But yeah, those other wheel things, whatever the fuck they're called. Apparently, no one knows what they're called. Which I quite like the fact that no one knows what they're called. The fucking spongy disc things. Yeah. Yeah, the 120 one's all right. That's what I bought for weed slashes. I bought, I think it's combo. And I haven't, since I bought that pack of them, I've not bought any since. And they're running out, but they're still good enough. Yeah, most of them are worn. Oh, Pete said, fucking no, hang on, my fucking mouse has gone again. It is not liking any surface. I wonder if these batteries are running out already or something. It can't be. I'm going to have to get some because I can't fucking do nothing with the fucking mouse. I hope these bastards are charged. I can't see nothing at the minute. I need to put these batteries in here though, which is annoying. But they are pretty fucking shit ones. Oh, well, maybe that was it then. All right, come on. Why is it every fucking night there's some fucking fuck up? Right, don't go mad with the comments because I can't do nothing with them at the minute. What's that fucking one? Absolute fucking bollocks. You have to get wired fucking mouse out.
Bit of a fuck up, really, isn't it?
It certainly is. this fucker better work. Right. Oh, that's better. Right. Otherwise, I'd be about a million fucking comments behind. Picture, if only you had a sign. Right. Saint said, "Are the weed slashes powder coated? It'd be easier to get that off of heat." I've tried heat. Even that won't do it. Can you even make those weed slashes shine? Spent hours hand sanding it. Doesn't seem to mirror. You can. Cheryl said, "I know your limitations and stopping when you start to hurt, right? Tom had to learn that with his back and still struggles as he mentally feels he can do more. But body says, fuck no." Yeah, it's knowing your limitations. Exactly. That's it, Cheryl. That's it. You can just kept going and going and going and going and going. Yes, thank you, Cheryl. Yeah. I said, if only you had a sign because your hands started to stop. Fuck's sake. Right. Saint Mr. X said, hang on, fucking back's itching now. Polishing mops and soap works best. Right. I'll be honest with you. I don't really bother getting mine mirror finish anyway. But this would probably be one of them. Oh, how shiny is this fucker? I can't be asked with mirror finishes, but so this is me not really trying. But I mean, dirty mirror. So yeah, I reckon you could, because I can't be asked with mirror finish because it tarnishes too quickly. I prefer a bit of a finish like that. This, you won't notice any sort of changes to it as much. You know what I mean? But that's one where I've actually attempted to get a bit of a shine on it. Just for the verticals. So yeah, you probably could. I'll tell you what though, Saint, it's probably not. It's difficult to do by hand. If you want to start getting mirror finishes on things, you need to start using some kind of machine that will sand with like wet, dry sandpaper. Doing it by hand, it's just too much work. It's so much easier and quicker with some kind of vibrating or, a sander, basically, you know what I mean? Richard said, no, Saint said to Rit, I think 1,200. I've got a Dremel, but I think you need to get proper compound. Thank you, Peach. Richard, what grits are you using, Saint? You have to go high in the thousands and polishing compound to get a mirror finish. Yeah, I'll tell you what. I had some fucking... When I did Metallic's Friend's Dagger, which I never showed properly in the end, I took that up to 3,000 grit, and I could still not get a proper mirror finish on that. Not as good as I wanted it to. Doc said, polished the one duster, and that was up to 3,000. Yeah, I did 3,000 on this dagger. But he was paying for that, so I was trying to do as good as I could. And I don't know what metal it was, but it was bloody pain in the ass, that stuff, I'll tell you. And that I used up to 3,000 grit wet dry sandpaper, buffing wheels with at least three different compounds. Yeah. I'll tell you the only thing that's quite easy to mirror finish, or it's easier, aluminium's easier because it's softer. Pete said the old movies with that trope of high polished edge weapons like switchblades glinting the camera. Yeah, yes. Saint said, Mike, can you not use a hand sander and just use wet dry? Oh, you can. Yeah, that's what I do. I get a hand. Do you mean like a electric hand sander? What do you mean by hand sander? Something that like vibrates and you move it by hand. Yeah, well, that's what I use. I get one of those, clamp it in a vice, and that vibrates, and I hold the blades on like that. Yeah. You've seen my videos. Don't you? Is it you saying you don't actually watch my videos? Saint comes on here talking. He doesn't even watch my fucking videos. He'd know this by now. And Indra said for small stuff like pocket knives, I just had good luck with a Cape Cod polishing cloth. Saint said, not the only vibrators you own, like. You're just spying on me again. Yes, the vibrating ones, yes. Yeah, they work. I clamp it in a vice so that the top is facing up, and I just put the, Don't even watch my videos. Don't get to like the stream, everyone. Shoulder hurts. I don't know why it's hurting so much. Drop said you could always use a tumbler. Yeah. But yeah, I've when it comes to steel, it's very rare for me to go really high finish, like mirror finish, because it's fucking hard work, to be honest. And I don't have the patience for it. I'll do it as good as I'm happy with, like that, and like The Witcher, but because I'm not fussed. Get scratched soon enough anyway. So it said, do you not see my fucking comments? Go out of my way to write such posts. Yeah. I believe it when I see it. All right. Maybe you're being hidden, but no. Be fucking hidden in a minute. Wet dry sandpaper. Just the only things I know about wet dry sandpaper is sand it with the wet dry and then clean it, because otherwise it will still have the residue of the last sandpapers on it, essentially. Hello, stay hard. How you doing, mate? It's a cool guns, thank you. Lieutenant said, does anyone else find they can't comment on my shorts but can on other people's? I don't on my own, but I have noticed. Have you had that issue? Anyone? Because I have noticed there was someone's shorts I couldn't comment on either. I can't remember who it was now, because I wanted to test it. Tested it today, and everyone I wanted to comment on, I could. Yeah. Metallic can't comment on my shorts, but other people can. But I've had the same issue on someone else's, but I can't know who it was now. Yeah, so what I think I'm going to do... Can't comment in his shorts on your t-shirt. Exactly. Very few people ever see me in shorts. Now, if you went to Wales, you would have seen me in some shorts. Mr. Axel, I use 1,000 wet dry when using hardwoods. Johnson, I'll comment on your shorts. Too tight and not enough pockets. 3 pockets, and they're fucking... You obviously haven't seen me in my shorts then. My shorts are... they weren't even old. There was a pair of fucking jogging bottoms that I had to cut the legs off because it was so hot in Wales. Rita said, I don't comment as much as my longer... I don't comment as much as most. My longer comments on videos just get auto-deleted, for fuck's sake. Well, that ain't me doing it. So no one else... Does anyone else... Thank you, Pete. He said, nice t-shirt, mate. Thank you. He's commenting on my t-shirt. What was I going to say? Does anyone have that issue then? Apparently not, my queen, mate. It's just you. Boneyard booty shots. Oh, yes. You're really lucky I don't just wear thong. Why not? Yeah, I don't really... the only person who ever gets to see me in shorts is Metallic, and that's because we're going in a fucking steam room or sauna. He's never seen... The only time I've ever worn shorts, let's say, casually and recreationally, is as at Wales, that Preppers meet. Richard said, not yours, Mike. I've had it on other channels. John said, got them Daisy jukes, don't you? I certainly do. Mr. X, I live in shorts all this time. Well, yeah, but you live in fucking New Zealand, so, Even in the hottest days, you don't. I know people who will wear shorts all the time if they can. I don't know. I've got my nice comfy jeans on. I'm one of those freaks who likes to sit around and relax in his not tight jeans. And then fucking hell, where that came from. God, my belt's tight. In my jeans. I like to relax in my jeans. I've heard that you're psychopathic if you sit around relaxing in jeans. Yes, I love my jeans. Nice relaxing jeans. Yeah, you got a good excuse, Mr. X. You got a good excuse over there. I think I only own 2 pairs of shorts. One's the pair of trousers that I cut down, and the other one's some like swimming shorts. Mr. X said it's got to 32 degrees here during the week. Fucking hell, mate. Yeah. Yeah, it's quite chilly here at the minute. Mr. X, it wouldn't surprise me if you swim in jeans. I would if I could. I fucking would if I could, but I can't swim for a start. Yeah, nice pair of jean shorts that come down to your knees. Yeah. Felix said, bet Mike's a secret postman. All these shorts talk. Josh Fisher said, I wear shorts all round. Funny thing is, this is the weird thing, Josh. The bloke I know who wears shorts all the time is called Josh. Maybe that's a Josh thing. How you doing, Josh? If that's a swimming shorts with fart ventilation system, yes. Yeah, they got a whole fucking bollock hole and everything now. The shorts king, yes. Yes. I do need to sew them up before I use them next. My work trousers, I fucking bent over last time. They got a split down the arse that long now. I don't even bother. I haven't bothered sewing it up. I just put my black shorts on underneath. Yeah, fuck it. No point fucking sewing it up. Yeah, I'll just split them again soon. Yeah, the problem is, am I imagining it, Mateo? Or was there a time? There was. It was at Wales. The reason I had to cut my fucking trousers down is because I put my swimming fucking trunks on, sat there. I still had my boxer shorts on underneath, and my balls was hanging out of the hole, weren't they? I have a memory of that happening somewhere or somehow. So I remember you fucking pissing yourself laughing. Oh god, yeah. So I was literally hanging out the fucking hole. Mr. X said we rarely even get frosts where I am. They're good for the plants at least, isn't it? I need to start growing some stuff soon. I noticed when I start growing stuff now, it has to be grown indoors, but if I start now, by the time it can go outside, they're reasonably big and established, and then you can get them out. But I haven't really got anywhere indoors now that I can do it. And I don't think my little greenhouse would be not warm enough. Pepe, how you doing, mate? You right? Don't forget to like the stream, everyone. Pepe said, hi, Mike. I'll probably be too tired to come on later, but I'll stick around for the current stream. Nice one, mate. Nice one. Yeah, how you doing, mate? I don't know if I'll do a late one tonight. I might stay until 12:30, but we'll see. We shall see. That's what mood I'm in. Vegetables. He said, what you growing? I got more seeds than this, but I got that for Christmas. So I could grow any of them. Yeah, I tend to grow things that you can have in your kitchen, you know. But yeah, unless I start like soon, what happens is I start them in my garden in like March, and they don't get established properly. I don't know. My garden doesn't get much sun. It gets an all right bit, but there's a lot of trees, you know what I mean? So it's quite shaded. But yeah, any sort of vegetables and stuff like that. But I said, any questions about fruits and vegetables, ask me. I'm always going, all right, fair enough, mate. Yeah, nice. I will do then. I'll remember that. I shall remember that, mate. I've got your email, and I'm pretty sure I have. Nice one. Yeah, I might start them early. It's just finding somewhere where I could grow them indoors to start them off. Yeah. Nothing but poppies then, yes. I did. Malk gave me some half-grown poppies. Well, I could do it on the windowsill, Pepe. The problem is though, my windowsills are already full of fucking crap anyway. I would do it in the windowsills, but I can't. I don't think there's a single room in this fucking house where there's a windowsill that I could grow plants on, and they wouldn't be in the way of something somehow. You know what I mean? My bedroom ones have all got stuff on them. Yeah, but windowsills would be ideal. I don't know. I'll think of something. What's everyone up to tomorrow? I don't know what I'm going to do tomorrow. Was it Sunday? Oh no, I thought I had a plan to do something tomorrow. Vacuum sealed my sleeping bag though. Because my sleeping bag, because it's a proper like winter one, it's like that fucking round. It's not the kind of one you'd strap on a bag. It's bigger than the fucking bag. But I need to get it to metallics for like later on in the year. So we thought about vacuum packing it, and it fucking worked. It's very compact now. Yeah, propagator. I'll have a little think about propagator. Yeah, I'll think of something eventually. The problem is I've got the ideas, but it's implementing them. I've got a little greenhouse outside, but it'd be too cold still. There's no bloody windowsills to grow anything on. Literally every windowsill in this house isn't sort of viable. Potentially the front room, but probably not. Wendy house, the windows are only that big, so that's not really an option. And after windows, you've got stuff in the way now. Mother, thank you for donating for that Swiss card. I do appreciate that, mate. I really do. Paraffin heater for the greenhouse. Yeah, maybe. Oh, yeah, I suppose, yeah. Maybe I'll have to think about that. I don't know. Yeah, good night, Mother. Thank you for donating for the Swiss card. That would be a good addition to my EDC. I got the Swiss card light, which is the one that has a light on it. And I think it's always good to have the light. Yeah, propagator, not that fake stuff. Yes, exactly. Yes. Yeah, I don't know what I'm going to do tomorrow. Thing is, there's fucking shit to do. Like, loads of shit to do. I can't talk. I've got a lot of shit I need to do. Sorry. I'll be able to do your stall samples soon, though, my queen. What else? I need to get a new Ethernet cable for my computer. I'd sort out some leather for something. Sort these gloves because they got little holes in them. It's not a big deal, though. It's actually nice. I look forward to seeing them. What your stall samples? Yeah, I need to do some stall samples for metallic. And hopefully, if it's not raining, I'll get outside and do some bloody outdoor shooting videos because that's been a blast. You know, it's what it is. It's fucking winter. It's going to be raining, but it's just typical that every time I want to go outside, it's raining. Was foggy there, was it? What I mean by stall samples, everyone, by the way, is I was going to make her camping stall, take the fabric off because it's splitting, put a nice leather cover on it, leather seat, and but she wanted a little pattern on it, didn't you? Pepper said, "Have you got a compost bin? I'll make one." No, I don't really. If I had my own, like, this house has quite a fair few people living in it, and people use the garden, and I think if it was just me here, I probably would do a compost bin, but there's just no point. So no, I would. I'm quite, what's the word? I'm not massively into growing stuff. It's just a very basic. I like doing it. I don't go too serious with it, if that makes sense. Like, if the stuff don't grow, it don't grow. That's fine. But I like to I like to mess around growing stuff. It's the fun thing to do. And when you get a good harvest, it's fucking great. But often you don't. But that's fine. You know what I mean? But yeah. Shortcut, shit in the garden, yes. Yeah. So yeah. But if I lived on my own, or had more access to, because there's a lot of shit in my garden as well. Yeah, I'd have it all properly done out, and yeah. Because I do enjoy growing stuff. I enjoy growing things, but I do like to grow stuff that you can use. Flowers are nice and all that, but you can't really do nothing with them, can you? You know what I mean? Ready for end of the world farming, Pete said. Yeah, exactly. But it's just a useful thing to do. I've always liked growing stuff, and weirdly, my enjoyment of growing stuff actually came from, as a teenager, growing marijuana. Because most people smoked it as teenagers, and every now and then you'd get some with a seed in it, and you'd go, grow that, So we'd grow them, and the good thing with, like, marijuana is that fucking shit would grow an inch a day, and it was fucking cool as fuck seeing something coming back every day, and it had grown that much every single day just on a normal windowsill. Yeah, I would try growing herbs. Dropped. He said herbs and spices. I would try to grow herbs. I've never done any spices per se, but herbs I have tried, but usually end up fucking dying. Pepe said, "Grow your own food. It's a big fuck you to the government." Well, exactly. Yeah, it grows like damn, but it does. Yeah. Seeing a plant grow, and seeing the other thing I used to love about growing marijuana was you'd have the two little round leaves first, and then a set of just one would come out, and then the ones that came the other way would have 3, and then the ones that went the other way would have 5. Sometimes you'd get a couple of the same, and then there'd be 7, 5, 7. Yeah, it was a nice thing to grow, and the fact that it grows so quick made it. If it grew really slowly, it's just, I don't know. I think it's more interesting if something grows really quick. You know what I mean? But yeah, but I won't be growing that. Yeah, it's nice watching something grow that quick. Fucking dry mouth. So yeah, I don't know. I'll find some shit I got to do tomorrow. Oh, I don't think I'll be able to do the leather stool samples tomorrow because I need to wait until I get some. I've ordered some, like, rubbing alcohol because I need to water down, dilute some leather dye so that it comes out lighter. So, and I've got a light brown and a dark brown to test, and then a couple of patterns. Yeah. So what are you lot up to tomorrow? So I asked you all that before and no one fucking replied to me. Tried to watch a film earlier called The Stairs. It's on Amazon. Looked promising. Seemed to start off okay. And then it just went it was so disjointed. So it was about these stairs randomly in the middle of the forest that just go up and to the side and then nothing. And then under the stairs, the door keeps opening and people keep getting pulled into it. But it had things like a zombie-looking woman, a fucking alien look. There's too much weird shit. Like, don't get me wrong, I don't mind weird shit, but none of it like connected, if that makes sense. People said, grow a watermelon in $10,000 heated greenhouse like the president of Belarus did. What's that all about then? I don't know. I don't know nothing about that. Oh, Christ. Yeah, certain things I don't have much luck with. So most lettucey type things always get killed off by slugs and snails. And I've tried everything with slugs and snails. Fucking everything. Well, not everything, but you know, most of the common things you could do. I've tried sandpaper, sand, salt, what else? I don't know. A lot of things. They all kill them. Not when they're little plants. This is partly why I want to establish the plants indoors. If I can establish the plants indoors first, and then they're big enough to take out there. Cheryl said, we're watching our American football team in the playoffs tomorrow. Cooking a roasty is always a must for us on Sundays, and of course, taking the pups out for a lovely walk. Nice. Yeah, I don't know if I'll do a roast tomorrow. We don't have regular roasts anymore. When my dad was alive, we would have a roast every Sunday, but most of us don't really care for them so much now. So we only have a roast now if I've just decided that day I'm in the mood to cook it. I probably won't tomorrow, though. Baby, there's a video of Steven Seagal with him tapping his watermelon. That's funny as fuck. How bizarre. That's bizarre. And it's just like one watermelon. Don't get to like the stream, everyone, by the way. Jock said, I don't grow anything. I'm usually the one who's fighting back against the overgrowth. So, yeah. But yeah, I don't know. Some years I think, fuck it, don't bother. It's a waste of time. You know, everything fucking ends up dying and you hardly get anything. But other time, I'm still into it at the minute, you know. Bill said, have you tried talking sweet to them? The snails, you know, like you did with the stink bug. Hello, Fall on the Hill. How you doing, mate? You all right? He said, try surrounding the plants with copper. It stings slugs and snails like putting a 9-volt battery on your tongue. That I was thinking about copper when I was saying it. I think that's the only one I've never tried. Was copper, because it was trying to get, because you can get things like copper tape, can't you? Maybe I'll look into, does copper tape work? Yeah. I've tried a lot of the things. I tried putting the pots on sandpaper, like very rough sandpaper, like sandy sandpaper, you know what I mean? Salt. But even if I have them on a very wide grill, so they've got to get across a single piece of wire, they still fucking get to it. I think some of them are actually living in the mud, which is the other issue. I think some of them are in the mud. Pepe said, yeah, President of Belarus grew it in a heated greenhouse and showed it to him. It's cold there, and some of the reason cigars tapped it and smelled. That's so bizarre. That does sound fucking bizarre. Oh, I said, yeah, a strip or strip some old copper wire. Wrap it around. Oh, thank you. I do appreciate it. I'll try that because that's quite a viable thing to be able to do. I could definitely wrap some copper wire around something. Yeah, cheers, mate. I do appreciate it. I had thought about it, but I hadn't really thought, like, in my head, I was thinking, oh, you're going to have to buy something copper and, yeah, copper wire. That's a viable thing that I could do reasonably easy. Yeah. Yeah, that's definitely doable. Cheers, mate. Yeah, because, as I say, the issue is, the fucking slugs and snails always just decimate my seedlings every year, no matter what I do. So, and then it then goes to all I have is tomatoes and spring onions because that's the only fucking things that they wouldn't eat because they must be an irritant to them. Yeah. I've still got some spring onions in the garden though that I've had for 3 years now that I just keep cutting. Yeah. Pepe said, I heard copper wire doesn't really work. Well, I'll give it a go. But yeah, I don't know. So yeah, the film The Stairs, it was very odd. And then I started falling asleep. It was very disjointed. Yeah. Doc said, be glad you don't have animals to eat your produce aside from the birds. Yes. How are you doing here for a minute? Nice one. They said, spider mites got my strawberries. Yeah, it's horrible, isn't it? That's a bastard when they kill your plants. I think I've got some, it doesn't seem like the right kind of year, but they're on there. I've got some kind of black things on my spring onions, but they're not doing anything because they don't want to. They're living on it because all my plants are like all the pots. Sorry, have all been cleared out. All the pots have been cleared up, but the spring onions are still out there. They've got something growing on them, not growing, living on them. Some black things. Yeah. Mr. X, I don't know about slugs and snails, but the super shield kills most bugs. Well, I say I've tried everything. The only thing I haven't tried is stuff like slug pellets and that, but I'd have to be very, very careful with that kind of stuff because of the dog out there. Pepe said, be glad you don't have giant African snails the size of your fist. Yeah, imagine that. Doc says, soapy water tends to kill most everything. Well, I've done the soapy water on like green flies, and that does work. Basically said, should try to grow a few pumpkins this year. Well, I'm always trying to do pumpkins. Pumpkins and squashes and stuff like that. I always want to grow those. Exactly that. To shoot them. To shoot them or cut them up. And I think I've managed to grow a pumpkin about that big one. No, it wasn't. It was a marrow. I managed to I managed to grow a marrow about big as my fist, probably. Nice to see you, Fall on the Hill and Evil Midget. Nice to see you back. That's nice. Yeah. Yeah, I do enjoy the growing things. But I wouldn't say I'm like, well, I don't know. I'm trying to think of the right word for it. This isn't what I'm trying, but I don't take it too seriously. I enjoy doing it, but it sort of is what it is. But I would like my plants to not be fucking killed. Oh, Super Shield is a spray, is it? Nice one. Used to grow spaghetti squash in the garden. Pepe said, Atlantic Giant is the biggest pumpkin you can grow. Most of the world records for largest pumpkin use that one. Oh, nice, yeah. Yeah. But yeah, exactly the reason you said is why I wanted to... Oh, no, Spacey was saying it. I wanted to grow pumpkins and stuff like that so that I could do some Halloween sword cutting and stuff like that and shooting them. But yeah, fail every fucking year. Every year I fail at them. Really dry mouth tonight. Shame you can't grow drywall. Yeah, exactly. But yeah, I'll think of something to get these things started in a way that they can grow and won't be killed off. But the jack-o'-lanterns are the Halloween ones. Nice. So yeah, I don't know when I'm going to start, but I wouldn't mind starting some stuff soon. Because I've started growing stuff before on like fucking Boxing Day when I put the seeds in the mud, you know. But that was indoors the whole time when I had enough room to do it. Because as I say, the problem is that whole entire windowsill along there is completely packed full of stuff because there's a lot of stuff in this room, and so is that one really. Because I would be prepared to put a couple of shelves across, but it's not really an option. And it's a lot of clear up as well, because if water can start leaking through, or if they're dry, the mud can start coming out on the shelves, and you know. The ideal place would be our conservatory. We've got like a lean-to conservatory that me and my dad built years ago, but that's like where my mum sits because we needed an extra room. But yeah, I'd grow as many things out there as I can, but there's not really an option. Fallen Hill said, nice to be back. I had some mental health issues to deal with, and we lost 2 of our 3 dogs over. I'm sorry to hear. They were 15 and 14 respectively, so we're expecting it, but still here. Yeah, no, I bet. Yeah, I'm sorry to hear that. Yeah, yeah, that's a good age though, isn't it? That's a great age for a dog. Yeah, I'm sorry to hear that. Yeah, no, it's nice to see you back on. Window boxes would work dropped, but again, the slugs can get at them. The slugs and snails can get at them. Yeah. I hope you had a good Christmas overall, though. Fall on the Hill and Evil Midget. Mine wasn't too bad. It was, it was all right, It was a normal Christmas. Yeah, 14, 15, that's a good age. But as you say, it's still going to massively upset you, isn't it? Pepper said wool or cotton. What's that for? Pete said always shit when you have to say goodbye to a dog. Yeah, exactly. It's devastating, isn't it? Because they are family, aren't they? When you've got a dog or any pet. But I've had dogs, and I know how that feels, and they feel like your actual the family members. Still got the one that's 15 and 4 toads that are still under 4. Oh, yeah, no, I get you. Yeah, nice. Yeah, nice. Yeah. I've got really, really dry mouth tonight. I don't know why. Problem is, keep drinking water makes it worse. Pepe said, I think it's just wool, but wool is like a natural barrier for slugs, and they get tangled up in it. You can buy wool pellets. All right, I'll check that one out as well. So I'll try the copper and I'll try the wool pellets. Hello, Penny. How you doing? You all right? Nice to see you on. How's your day been? I hope it weren't too stressful. My day ain't been too bad. So it's been... there's a lot to do at the minute. And problem is, I forgot something earlier, actually. By the time someone says... Like, someone asked me to do something, by the time I go do it, I've forgotten. Toads can live up to 40 years in captivity. That's amazing. I did not know that. That's actually amazing. Yeah, that's great. That's great. Yeah, I didn't know that. Pete said you need something with more flavour. Put a little juice in that water. Do you know what though, Pete? Any sort of juice, it doesn't don't quench my thirst like water does. It makes it worse. Been burning through books, have you, Penny? I've nearly finished Richard Lehman's Savage with Metallic. I need to get reading Garth Marenghi's The Bursted Earth because I'm going to be watching I'm going to watch a live reading of it soon. Fallen Hills had broken up eggshell. I did try the eggshell trick and that didn't work for me. Outside the pots act as a stabby barrier against slugs. I think the only option is to do all of it, isn't it? Sandpaper on the bottom, fucking copper wire around the pot, eggshells inside. Yeah. Let's try everything. And some fucking wool around maybe the stem of the thing. I don't know. Slug-ageddon, yeah. Penny said, yeah, what's that? What's that mean, Penny? Is that the actual what it's called, or is that like an acronym of it? The A Qatar series. Love me some fairy porn. Oh god. Nothing wrong with fairy porn. I don't know why I laughed like that. I'm just picturing it in my head. I pictured you looking at fairy porn, is what I did. You need to get yourself a headshot. Yes. Yes. Keep it in the thing. Keep it in the yeah. Get out. Yeah, the fucking slugs and snails are right bastards. They always do me over. That's why I completely gave up doing things like lettuces. There were some things that no matter how much I tried to grow them, every year they were completely killed off by slugs and snails. The only thing I could get away with was peppers and tomatoes, onion-based things. And that was about it. It gets a bit boring. Fucking hell. There's only so many tomatoes you can... Now, tomatoes are good, but bloody hell. Yeah. Penny said, oh, a crown of thorns and roses. Like, I thought it was to do with something. Well, the beer trap I haven't tried, but I figured the beer traps are a bit like those fly traps that you get, in that, yeah, they catch loads of stuff, but they're actually attracting it. Do you know what I mean? And also, it's waste of beer. I can't waste beer, can I? Fall on the Hill said, Fae porn, the leprechauns would be appalled. Oh, God. Yeah. So what was it, Penny? I'll have to check that out. Send me some screenshots. Oh, a court of thorns and roses. Nice. Nice. I can waste my shitty beer. Well, we've got some beer downstairs that's like 3.4%. And I thought to myself, if I was going to drink any of that, I was thinking about fucking freeze distilling it, make it a bit stronger. The fact that it's books, like, not video porn. It might have been this kind of book. Yeah. Might have been that kind of book. I'd still say it's a book. Might have been like that. I better not show this too close, because sometimes this has fucking... I know they're drawings, but they'll still have the cock out or something. You might see Owl. You might see Werewolf Jones with his cock out. There's one of these fucking he's sucking his own dick. Fucking hell. Pepper said, how will you grow peppers? Whenever I grow bell peppers, the greenhouse, they don't grow very big. Just in a pot outside or inside. The biggest peppers I've ever had was about that big, so not massive. Penny said that's a graphic novel, prick. Oh, God. Books are lady porn, duh. Nothing wrong with book porn, makes me want to read. Yeah, Pete, I'll get you a picture of Werewolf Jones sucking his dick if you want. I'll see if I can find it. You reckon I'd get away with showing it on here? Here's a drawing, after all. Yeah, fuck it. Shall we see if we can find it? Let's see if we can find Werewolf Jones sucking himself off. Well, there's the werewolf shagging some. What's he shagging? Don't know. I can't even tell what that is. He's shagging some. You can actually see his dick there. Look. It's dry humping her. His dick. Oh, Christ. Don't worry, the live stream hasn't gone off. Love me some werewolf porn too, yes. And if you like graphic novels, check out Crossed. That's a real graphic novel. Nice. This is hilarious. There's Meg getting her so that's Meg and her boyfriend there, who's a cat. Meg is a witch. Fucking hell. I fucking love this. It's hilarious. Pete said, call that a dig. Jeez. Where's a werewolf? There's a scene in this where the cat keeps trying to, which is Mog. Mog keeps trying to get Meg to lick his arsehole, and she won't do it. And by the time he gets her to do it, she's got like worms or something. And he just grabs this piece of plastic off the floor, which is like a sweet wrapper, sticks it on his ass, and says, now do it. He's been begging her for weeks. That is Meg, Mog, and Owl Megahex. I can't remember what his name is who makes these. What's his name? Oh, fuck. Looks like old Viz comics. It's a bit like that. She won't toss just anyone's salad, no. No, and then by the time, well, as I say, Mark is her boyfriend. But yeah, then when she goes to do it, he's got worms. And he's been begging her for weeks to get her to do it. Let me see if I can find another funny bit. But they're always doing drugs and getting stoned and drinking and I thought you'd ever see a werewolf dick on here, eh? What has he got stuffed up his ass? Get out. Oh, God. I hope the fuck I don't get in trouble for this. I shouldn't do. Fucking drawing. You never know with YouTube. Papa said, have you ever seen the anime Jinro? No, I don't think I have. Wow, his penis is incredibly small, isn't it? It's the only werewolf penis I've ever seen, so I can't compare it to others. But he manages to suck it, though. Evil said that. But yeah, this fucking thing is hilarious. Yeah, really good fun. Penny bought me this for Christmas. Thank you, Penny. Right. I'll step away from it in a minute. Oh, God. There's one there where Owl is walking a dog, and the dog has now started eating shit off the floor. And you can tell when they're stoned because their eyes are pink. And then somehow Owl has fallen over a fence, knocked himself out, and now the dog and shat himself, and the dog is now there eating the shit off his ass. Right, I'll step away from that. I'll be on it all night. Thank you, Penny. It's fucking amazing. Right. But you can find those on Instagram. The bloke who does those is on Instagram, and you can see the comics. They work really well on Instagram, actually. Papa said, yeah, that's the thing about YouTube. There was this video where they censored the dicks on statues. Fucking hell. Well, the thing is, I don't monetize live streams anyway, just because of the kind of stuff that we talk about, or I end up talking about. Because of that, I don't monetize them anyway. So there probably wouldn't be an issue because I don't think it's going against their guidelines, showing a bloody picture of a fucking penis, and it might go against their advertising guidelines, but I don't advertise. Fuck it, yeah, I don't monetize live streams anyway. Not these ones, because also these guns and shit. But stream up there, King reads funny pages to peasants. Oh God, Fanny said, "You know I love you. Well, I love you too, Fanny. I really do appreciate you. You're great." So I'm loosening my belt there. Thank you, Fanny. I really do. CR said, "All right, mate. Any good recommendations for scopes on the Mankang Sobek?" The only thing I would suggest, do you want like red dot or? The only thing I'd suggest is something as small as you can get it. You can get very small, like red dots and various sites, but I would suggest getting something as small as you can. Callum said, "Can you hunt in the UK with a bow?" No, you can't hunt with a bow, and that's why you're not allowed. You're not allowed to hunt with crossbows, and you're not allowed to hunt with broadheads. That's why some people think broadheads are illegal. Broadheads aren't illegal to own, and they're not illegal to shoot into targets. But you're not allowed to hunt with a broadhead, and you're also not allowed to hunt with a bow or a crossbow. See, I said, good shot, brother. Cheers. Is it a 20mm rail? Yes. Yeah, so 20mm rail or Picatinny rail or Weaver rail, they're all the same thing. I would just suggest something small. Look for a small red dot, because I'll be honest with you, I've never massively been into the red dot, so I couldn't really tell you a model type or a brand even, because I don't really bother with them personally. I prefer open sights. I can shoot a bit quicker with open sights, but something small basically would do the job. You can. So I have heard, and I've never had this issue myself, but they do actually sell crossbow sights, right? And air rifle sights, and they sell firearm sights. Because supposedly, and well, this is true, air rifles, crossbows, and like firearms, they all recoil differently. You know what I mean? So they react different to, and it can mess them up. But I've never had that issue. Every sight I've ever used just works perfectly. But yeah, Spacey said I have a red dot reflex scope coming. Nice. Yeah, I was thinking about do you know what I was thinking of for my Sobek? I've still got one of the side mounts. I was thinking of getting a really small red dot, not a laser, but an actual red dot, so I can put it on the side, because you could still zero that in. You just have to do it like the wrong way around, if you know what I mean. Fallen Hill said, found a nearly new Whirlpool freezer last year outside some big posh house. They said we could have it. Found the capacitor had blown, £12.50, and we got working 6. That's a great find. Yeah, that's the thing. Often, like big, posh places, often they'll chuck things out that's not even broken. Yeah, what a great find. Spacey said, in reviews, it's cheap looking material, but £2. Yeah. Well, I'll tell you what I've got on the way. To see if it's any good, I've bought a £5 side mounting light. Well, it's not a side mount, it's a weaver rail light. Because they also do a laser. I want to see if these are any good. Then what I'll do is when I set up that Sobek to auction off, I'll have a light on one side, laser on the other side, and they're like matching. And they're quite small, they're only like that big. And they should fit perfectly on there. Pepe said, I made this argument before. There are only a few countries where you can hunt with a bow, even though if you do it right, you can still humanely kill the animal as fast as a rifle. Exactly, you can. Yeah, exactly. So Tom likes Goatland scope that was £30, does red and green dots and easily adjustments. Nice. Yeah, that's one thing I would say, though. It is worth spending a bit more money. Like a light's all right, but when you get a red dot, it's worth spending, well, it's worth trying the cheap ones, because if they're shit, it don't matter. You've not really paid a lot. But, it depends where you're buying it from as well. AliExpress, you could pay more, but you don't really know what you're getting. You know what I mean? But yeah, the lights I've got, they're about that big. Laser and... like they're matching. One's a laser, one's a light. Don't really need a laser, but just, why not? The more shit I can get on that one I'm auctioning, the more interesting it'll be to people. Dawson, my 2-2 air rifle kicks hard enough to loosen the screws on my scope. I think it's more about the jarring and less recoil. Well, that's what I was getting at, Drop. It's different. An air rifle doesn't recoil like a rifle does. An air rifle, it's a spring slamming forward. You know what I mean? Whereas a rifle, it's more sort of recoiling back and up sort of thing. And then crossbows are different as well. You know what I mean? So you can get specialist, and that's not specialist, but you can get sights that are supposed to be for crossbows to counteract that. But as I said, I've never had the issue, but I have had other people say to me they have had that issue. But I've never had it. All my sights seem to work with everything. Thing with crossbows, though, as well, they're not always super consistent. They're a bit more consistent when they're self-cocking, because they're at least... when you pull a string back by hand, you're sometimes slightly off. You know what I mean? But with the self-cocking, at least the string's normally normal. But if your bolt is slightly sat, like not straight, or, one flight's slightly damaged, they'll fly slightly weird anyway. Only a little bit, but yeah. They're never going to be as accurate as like a bullet, a very well-weighted bullet. You know what I mean? So yeah, I said, when you're thinking of starting your bolt tip service, mate, looking forward to that. I'm still... So, let me think. At latest, March, I'd say. I've got a few things coming up that I've got to do first. I might be able to get round to it before then, but I'd probably say March at this rate. But I may be able to get something out before then. Fallen Hill said, I like my TE paintball revolver. It's super handy. Oh, nice one, Eva. Yeah. Someone was talking about those a couple of weeks ago. I still need to get hold of one of those eventually, something like that. Yeah, people do rate those. Adam, how you doing, mate? You all right? He said, what do you think about the blank firing ban? It's a pain in the ass, isn't it? Because people are now having to get rid of stuff that's perfect. The fact that you can own something perfectly legal and that can't shoot a bullet, and that's classed as a firearm, is quite sickening. Because that, until it's converted, then it should be a firearm. But they're now classing blank firers that aren't even able to shoot anything as a fucking firearm. That's not really fair. Yeah, it's a nightmare. But also, I've known a couple of people who have been to the police station and police didn't even know about it. Yeah. Good night, my queen. She said, I'm going to have to go to bed. I'll listen in on the phone from my pit. Sweet dreams away. Good night, Metallic. I'll have a chat with you tomorrow at some point. Maybe watch a film in the day. Good night. Sweet dreams. And I'll speak to you tomorrow. So, yeah. The Bolt service. Pete said, not all of them, is it? No, it's not all of them. But the problem is, see, like the Desert Eagle wasn't mentioned, I don't think. The Brunny Desert Eagle, neither was the Brunny Beretta. However, they're still top venting. They're still exact same mechanism as the other ones. So it's that dangerous issue of the police not really knowing, and also the ones that probably do would probably encapsulate all of them. And then, although you won't get done for it in the long run, they'll take it away, they'll nick you, they'll hassle you, they'll make you a fucking bastard to, sort it all out. They'll try and make you fucking, oh, why don't you take a caution or something, this kind of bullshit, when really nothing should be happening at all. But yeah, someone spoke to me on here that they'd been to the police station instead of handing this in, and they was like, I don't know what the fuck you're talking about. Yeah. Everyone is saying good night, Dark Queen. Fall on the Hill said you should get one, and the HDB 68 16 jaws legal because of the barrel length. Nice. Yeah, I suppose that's because it's classed as a rifle. Yeah. I'm thinking about it. I think if I ever get like a decent bit of spare cash, because every now and then I get a video that goes, because I'm monetized again, every now and then I get a video that does really well, and the advertisement comes in all right, but it's quite few and far between at the minute. But yeah, no, I think I will. CR said, what's your favourite crossbow, bro? The Jaguar, good. 150, do you mean? I like the Jaguar because it's basic and it don't have a lot of stuff to fuck up. I wouldn't go. So my advice, if you're going to get a full-size crossbow, do not get a £175 one. They're okay and they're really powerful, but they're hard work to shoot, and it can knacker you out if you're not sort of got used to doing it. Hurts your hands. You can use like a I think it's sort of bastard string, or no, stringer, bastard string. Anyway, a stringer where you hook it on and pull it up, but then that takes bloody ages to shoot. I'd say 150 with 150 recurve. But yeah, the Jaguar's great. It's a great full-size crossbow. But I would say if anyone wants what I'd call a full-size crossbow that's really fun to shoot, which is the EK Archery R9, which is the non-magazine version of the Adder, that'll shoot full-size bolts. You cock it with a lever like that, so it's easy to shoot. It's decently powerful, shoots full-size bolts, and it's really good fun. And I think you can get the whole package of those, 130 quid. Yeah. The only thing with the Jaguar will shoot more. You can get more bolts for it, more different bolts, I think. Whereas this is the thing that a lot of crossbows now have proprietary bolts. But that's just the nature of crossbows now. I'll tell you what I've got on the way, though. I've got the Demon Tri-Strike on the way. I bought it. Fall on the Hill said, the HDX 68 pump action is the coolest of the MX paintball range. Only setback is 400 quid. That's the issue, isn't it? But, these things are that kind of price. But yeah, if you ain't got that money, it's a fair bit, isn't it? So I said, yeah, them R9s look not. Yeah, I really rate my R9. I really like the R9. And when you go to buy it, it will say you'd have to look under the category of pistol crossbows. It's not a pistol crossbow. The R9 and the Adder, when they've got a stock on, they're the same length and size as a standard like Jaguar. False said we don't work for him, Rich, by the way. Well, you'd think I'd work for some of the crossbow companies sometimes, wouldn't you? But yeah. Carr said best shotgun for home defense. I don't know. I can't answer that. Whatever one you've got at the time. The holds the most. Pepe said, I've got 2 trauma kits in the medical backpack with everything you can ever need. I've set my backpack up now with, that's got a body armor panel inside it and a decent, like, arterial wound first aid kit in the bottom of it. Yeah. That's my backpack for when I travel about in like London. Shouldn't ever need it, but I'd rather have it just in case, you know. I don't think I'd ever need it. It's not like I go wandering around. See, the thing is, anywhere can be dangerous. Anywhere can. And there are dangerous parts of London, right? But also, you can go wandering around London and it's fine. You know what I mean? Every time I've been to London, I've never seen anything happen. Nothing, you know. But yeah. But there are places where you wouldn't want to go, or, you know what I mean? It is what it is. But yeah. I like to be prepared for things anyway. And every now and then something happens that makes me a bit paranoid. And the option are don't go. Or if I have to go, make sure I've got a backup. You know, because the thing is, if I want to go and see Metallic, I have to go to London. I have to. There's no other way of doing it. Fallen Hill says salt shotgun shells hurt like hell, and they're less likely to kill anyone. Pain is king to drive away home invaders. No point getting yourself in too much trouble defending yourself. Well, exactly. The thing is, we don't know whether the person asking was even in England or Britain. So yeah. So I said, every video I watch on the Sobek, I find multiple bits prepping for civil war. I like weapons. I've always liked weapons. I wouldn't call myself a prepper, and I wouldn't say I'm prepping for anything. I just like having them. I think they're cool, and they are useful though. And you know, and it's nice to have these things if something ever did happen, but I don't think there'd be any issues. You know what I mean? But yeah, I've got loads. It's just something. It's something I've been doing for years anyway. I've always liked weapons. I've got body armor and stuff like that. And you know what I mean? Sam, how you doing, mate? You right? Drop said, "How many backup strings do you have?" Oh well. The thing is, the strings are actually quite easy to get, but I do have some. I've got at least one. Redback string, and I haven't bought them for the Sobek, but I've got ones that would fit that Sobek. Yeah. Pepe said Cardiff is rough, but I just keep myself to myself when I go there. Well, that's the thing. As long as you're aware of what's going on, you can usually get on with life okay. Now, you know, that's not always the case. Sometimes stuff just happens. You know what I mean? But being aware of things helps, doesn't it? But yeah, I just thought I'd make sure my bag had a bit of backup. I can't remember what it was, but something made me a bit paranoid, and I thought, you know. So in the bottom, I've got. See, this bag would be on me at all times as well. In here is I've got some of that, which is hemostatic gauze. I've got 2 of these, which is the hemostatic granules. So there's that. Shouldn't ever need it, but why not? So that's the first aid kit. That's like a trauma first aid kit. And then in the pocket at the back, in there, flat pocket in here, I have some. You don't get to see it properly. I can't be asked to take the fucking thing out. But the other side of this is some body armor. It's nice and flat and light as well. Yeah, why not? It doesn't take up any room. I should never need it. But if I ever do, I fucking got it. Put out a video on how to make a string yet. You know what, dropped? A fucking pain in the ass making crossbow strings if you want to do them properly. I can't be fucked with it. If I was going to make a string, if I had to make a string for a crossbow, I would just get the strongest string I could find, tie knots in the end, and fucking put it on, and hopefully I could get a few shots out of it. Mr. X, it helps if you don't go through life a victim written on your forehead. Well, exactly. That's the thing. That's what I meant, you know, because some people, I don't know, they don't do themselves the best sort of, I can't remember the word, but you know what I mean. You know what I'm getting at. Yeah. Pepe said, I got a strike face to 2 though. I think it might be a cheap knockoff. How thick is yours? Well, that's the high armor body armor, which is very thin. It's actually probably only 3 mil thick. It's only stab resistant. The reason I went with just stab resistance is because I found trying to cut bullet resistant shit is a fucking nightmare. Even scissors won't touch it. And it's very heavy. Yeah. Fallen Hill said, you got to know how to use these things effectively too. Knowledge is a wonderful tool that few utilize these days. Yeah, exactly, Evil. That's it, exactly. Yeah, you do need to know how to use them, but yeah. Yeah. Yeah, that's a weird thing, that stuff is. That's it comes in if you look up high armor body armor, it's a Chinese stuff. It's only stab resistant, and yeah, it's a weird one. The panels are actually quite hard. Like, they will bend that way and that way, but they're not a material. They're not a fabric. Sorry, they're a carbon fiber type stuff almost. That's sort of layered over, overlaid on a sort of Kevlar fabric. Drop said, see how many rubber bands it would take to be effective. Well, I could tell you how you could do that. Cheryl said, night, everyone struggling to keep her eyes open. Love you. Good night, Cheryl and Tom. Nice having you on. Yeah, sleep well. So what you could do, so there was an experimental crossbow that was developed during World War II. And there was 2 of them. One of them was called Little Joe, which was the smaller one. And I can't, they actually used these in Metal Gear Solid 3. They're real crossbows, those 2 crossbows. There's Little Joe, and I can't remember the other one, what it's called. But they are elastic powered. You basically have the elastic. The elastic wouldn't be the whole thing. So you have elastic and then connected to a string. So you'd still pull the string back, but most of the power would still be coming from like loads of elastic bands. I mean, let me look up Little Joe Crossbow and I'll show you. And I might be able to find the other one then. Little Joe Crossbow. But these were real. So that's the Little Joe Crossbow. And them black bits are loads and loads and loads of rubber. Don't think that one's got the rubber like that, not like that one, but yeah. No, I don't think it was called Big Joe. I don't think, because the Little Joe it's some play on like William Tell and his son Joe, but that's not what it is. Well, I may be wrong. Maybe it is. I don't know. No, it is called Big Joe. I was sure it wasn't called Big Joe, though. I was sure it wasn't called Big Joe. Yeah. That shows me, doesn't it? And there's the Big Joe with, see all the fucking elastic at the front? And then it's still connected to a spring. I wanted to make something like that for years, but I haven't bothered. Yeah, there's one with you can see the elastic, but it still has a little bit of a string, just a string about that long that connects to the elastic. Yeah. Flat fix, yes. Yeah, interesting, isn't it? Pepper, I like how it has a revolver handle. Yeah, nice sort of, that nice curved handle. Thank you for the link, shares, Penny, and doing the support. I do appreciate that. Pepper said, make an anti-tank crossbow like the anti-tank rifles. It's really big fuckers, yeah. That'd just be like a fucking what they call ballista in it. Yeah, an anti-tank crossbow would be a ballista. Drops it off shit. I've seen the Big Joe version. Thought it looked like surgical mask. Yeah. I get what you mean by surgical mask. Yeah, like like a pouch and that way. Yeah, it's a string connected to elastic. So you'd still pull the string back and cock it into place, but all of the power is by a static arm, essentially, rather than a movable one. Hello, Cookie. Bloody traitor. I saw you on Liam's live streams earlier. I'd nearly bloody blamed Alex Saint on that. Nah, you do, mate. You're right. I saw you. Drop said, was about to say, where is Rich with his truck spring ballista? Yes. Now that would be a fucking anti-tank fucking crossbow. Yeah, how you doing, Cookie? You're right. Yeah, I nearly blocked Saint earlier because I thought it was him. I've been a viewer of this for some time now. Yeah, you was probably watching him before me, weren't you? I don't know. Now Liam's right, I'm joking. No, I was sat there watching it, but I was trying to do something at the time. Otherwise, I would have actually said hello. What was I doing? Well, I think I was sewing something up, and then I was just getting ready to watch a film. Because Liam ended up mentioning the music to Ravenous, and I thought, I'll quickly write that in, and I go watch a film. Rich was, Richard, I already know exactly the kind of man Richard is. And he tried to sneak in my tent while I was camping. I know who Richard is. He cannot be trusted. Pete said, I'd think an anti-tank crossbow would just be a large... Hang on, gone. A large crossbow with a shaped charge head. Yeah, exactly. A compound ballista might do. Drop said, don't need to know about penetration, just want to hear that spring unloading. Well, exactly. That's right. So I wonder if you can still get those air-powered spear guns. Well, you might be able to. They do. Air-powered crossbows now, essentially. It's not a crossbow, but it's a airbow. They tried to ban them over here because what it was is because it technically had a barrel, because the bolts had to be hollow to go over this barrel. And they said you could shoot things out of it over like 12 foot-pound. They soon sorted that out by putting a little pin in the tube. But yeah, it's still ridiculous. But yeah, you can get air bows now that are pretty much like an air-powered spear gun. I got myself a new mobility scooter last month after my outdoor power chair started spinning out and broke a little bone in my elbow twice from out. Fucking hell. Yeah. They build a polycarbonate cabin on. That's a good idea. Yeah, I don't know. That sounds like a fucking nightmare. Getting chucked out of it. Drops an airbow, you mean like finger guns? Yes. That's safe. Sounds like, yeah, you can just type in harpoon guns for sale. Yeah, harpoons you can still get, can't you? But they're elastic, aren't they? Yeah, new mobility scooter sounds good though. Saint said, really chuffed the guy made a thing to put speed loaders under. Ordered one straight. Yeah, he's a good bloke, Andy. That's a good idea. That is. That's where I wanted them. I prefer them underneath, because then you can still get stuff on those top rails. Because the problem is, if you fill your top rail up with bolts, there's only so much you can put underneath. Now, you can put a light in front of your handle, but you have to push your handle back, and, then you're losing leverage, stuff like that. But yeah, I think they're ideal underneath, personally. Spacey said, was it like Billy Wings had in Hellride? I ain't sure, mate. What was that? Pepe said, what about a harpoon cannon they use for whale hunting? Yes. Yeah, there you go. The doctor need to see if anyone has made a 2-2 that shoots bolts. That would give it some momentum. Yeah. Or do you know what I wanted to do? And I might get round to doing it one day. Because I don't think anyone's ever done it, and certainly not commercially based. I wanted to try and develop either... George Sprout's probably tried it, but I wanted to try and develop some kind of internally elastic-powered bolt gun that was pistol-sized. So it would be, at most probably about as big as that, but preferably actual pistol-sized. And the elastic would be inside it. I suppose you could do it with springs, but getting a spring to be powerful enough, I don't know. But yeah, I wanted to have internal elastic or springs. You'd slide the bolt in, push it down on something to load it and shoot it, and then it would be a single shot, like elastic powered bow gun, but pistol sized. Yeah. But the problem is getting the power. You'd have to sort of back the elastic up and back round to get a bit of distance on it. Doctor, even if it was blanks, seems like a workaround. I had actually started designing it. Seems like a workaround. Still says it's a blank for a pistol. Yeah. Eva said he also needs to get somewhat faster than the chair anyway. I got an e-bike and I had to keep stopping. Yes. Can't keep up now, fuck's sake. Yes. Yeah. Get a souped up one. Exactly. Mr. said pneumatic spear guns, 150 quid in the UK. Nice. Sam said you can get ridiculously sized harpoon guns for about 1,000 here in the UK, but very dangerous to fire when not submerged in water. Yeah, that's the thing. They are. Oh yes, I forgot to mention that. They are dangerous to shoot out of water, aren't they? I'll tell you what my brother did. He doesn't have it now, but just because it was something interesting to do, he mounted a spear gun inside a briefcase, and then there's a little ring underneath the handle. Put your finger in, pull it up, and it shoots the bolt out. It was a secret fucking disguised harpoon briefcase. And you know, like these briefcases that have guns in, but he doesn't have it now. That would have been legal to do, but you would have obviously been able to carry it. But yeah. What if that video it might still be on YouTube? I don't know. They might have got rid of it though. It's one of those things, sounds illegal, but technically there's no law saying you can't put a spear gun inside a briefcase that fires when you pull a bit of string. You know, disguised weapons isn't a law. You know, you're not allowed to disguise knives, but you know, you could have a fucking, I don't know, to try to think of something disguised, a truncheon that looks like a fucking to have wooden leg or something. Can't think of nothing. Get a trailer for the e-bike, yes. Danny, how you doing, mate? And Shakira, how you doing? You two all right? I've put you on my list of potential people to meet, by the way. But the CIA did that of a suppressed Colt 1911 in a briefcase. I've seen a briefcase that had a Mac 10 in it, not in real life, but on a video. It was a firearms video. I think it was called Deadly Weapons, and this was in the days before the internet, where this bloke did like demos of what certain firearms could do. Stood there shooting. You know, this would have been like the 80s. Shooting car doors with all different calibers, shooting car doors and stuff with shotguns with slug loads in and stuff like that, and shooting thing. One bloke shooting himself with fucking body armor and all this really interesting stuff. Back in the day when that wasn't readily available on stuff like YouTube. Fool on the Hill said, I got to get a bigger motor and speed control for my scooter. May even put quad bike wheels on it if I can find where I can get wheel adapters. Yeah, that'd be cool. That'd be great. That'd be amazing. Danny said she got the flu at the minute. She's just chilling with the hedgehog. Nice. Supposed my dad had that on VHS. Yes, I've still got the original one in the loft. Yeah, Deadly Weapons. And I'll tell you what I bought it from. I bought that out of Spytech catalogue. Partly why my original channel got chucked off of YouTube is because I put a load of clips from that Deadly Weapons VHS on YouTube. That would have been in the days when nothing like that was on there. And then they copyrighted me. It was, you know, that's okay. That's legitimate. You know, I shouldn't have been doing it. But the problem was I'd started my WeaponCollector channel as well. Hadn't gone back onto the other one. And when I went back on the other one after like a month, it had been shut down. Yeah, it was a good video, wasn't it, Spacey? I'll have to get it down one day. Yeah, yes, I've seen the HK one because I think I had the HK video as well. Yeah. Do you remember the Soviet toxic dart umbrella gun? Soviets. I said Soviet then, didn't I? I think so. I think it rings a bell anyway. Don't forget to like the stream, everyone, if you haven't already. Yeah. Do you know what, Spacey? Next time I'm up in the loft, I'll get that video out just to have it as a little reference. I've still got it. Yeah. Danny said, where did you get your gloves? Amazon. These are arthritis gloves. And they work for me. They do make my hands feel a bit better when I've got them on. They stop, like my fingers will get stuck in shit, and it's quite painful. Yeah, these do help when my hands are hurting. Yeah, Penny got me. I'm pretty sure they was on Amazon. If you look up arthritis gloves. I need to fucking remember how to spell arthritis. I can never fucking remember. Right, yeah, okay. I should be able to remember that. It's one of those words I've never bothered like trying to remember a fucking never tried to remember how to spell it. It's arthritis, yes. You know they are. You put arthritis gloves in, it's the first ones that come up. To me anyway. Arthritis gloves with grip and compression. But yeah, they do work for me. They do work. CR said, mate, what broadhead tips can you buy that screw into the soviet butts? None at the minute that I know of. Every single one of them so far need modding. It might require cutting off about 5 mil. Hang on, I'll show you. What the fuck's that? Oh, right, hang on. See you in a minute, Eva. Right. So these ones, when you buy them, are way too, well, they're too fat. So you need to grind down the edges and you need to grind down all of this bit because they're too long. You also need to cut the bolt down. The bolts are normally longer than that. And then with these ones, you can buy these heads and these shafts. You still have to take off about 5 mil. You cut about 5 mil off, and then you drill into the bolt with a 5 mil drill bit just to take the thread out, and then they should stick in then. But none of them will just screw straight in, sadly. Yeah. Right now, they all need slight modding because you can't get any. Hang on. No one does any that have that thread size. No one does. I tried to get a company to do it once, and then it was too much like hard work. You know. Maybe I'll contact a company again and see if they'll do it. I'm not superstitious, I'm just a little stitious. What was arthritis gloves, because they are fingerless. If you want the full arthritis gloves, get the fingered ones. Ah, Christ. Peppers, I really want to go paintballing with all my body armor. I'd look like the plague from over with a shotgun. Or Panzer Cops. But yeah, see, at the minute, you can't just get any that screw straight in, sadly. Yeah, it's annoying. Maybe I'll get hold of a company and suggest, even if it's a Chinese company, it don't have to be like EK Archery. I'll have to look into the company I was talking to. The main issue is, though, maybe I could crowdfund it. The main issue is, though, when you like contact these Chinese company who make like these types, they want you to buy like fucking 1,000 at a time. They won't do them in small batches. It's not a thing they do, and I can't afford to do that. You know what I mean? But yeah, maybe I'll look into that because I could potentially get a company doing it, and because everyone would fucking love that, and it'd be exactly what people want. Yeah, none of them just screw in. You need to find a company that will make them. And if I have to see, the thing is, if I have to crowdfund it, it would fucking, you'd get the fucking funds for it, I'll tell you, because people would be well interested. See, I said I saw a German company that has made an upgrade kit. Looks proper, upgraded scope, stock, grip, and currently testing the metal arrows before they sell them. Oh, what, for the Sobek? Nice. Could you email me that? That'd be well interesting to see that. Pepe said, I got a replica M35 German helmet. It's the same quality as the original World War II one. It's tough bastard. Nice. Sam said, have you seen them compound bows that fire metal ball bearings? I have. I'm not a massive fan of compounds because if they fuck up, they're a nightmare to fix. But, you know, it's what it is, really. But yeah, they look pretty cool. The doc said, going to get hot and wet, then do Forbidden's. Back if you're still on. And if not, Nightle. Good luck at it. Yeah, take care. Dropped. Nice having a chat with you, mate. I might still be on later. We'll see. Yeah. Good night, if not, mate. Yeah, enjoy your Forbidden's, mate. Speak to you later. Fall on the Hill said, get them without screw, Fred, and cut your own by hand. Thread cutters don't cost much. It may get the heads cheaper if that might work. The problem was, the main problem is I've tried putting threads on them. The problem is the one piece ones, they're fucking hardened. And these ones are properly hardened and you cannot touch them with a thread cutter. These ones, it's just a pity that that's way too small. So you need to put the insert in, and then the insert requires cutting them, and yeah. But yeah, if they weren't hardened, because I tried because these ones have a sort of collar on that's the perfect size if you could cut a thread in them, but I've never been able to. Because I wouldn't mind doing that. I would cut the threads in and then sell them. But yeah, never been able to. Pepe said, is a medieval longbow more powerful than a modern non-compound bow? Yeah, but potentially. The thing is, what it is, Pepe, because the bow has a longer draw, like a 35 pound bow so you shoot, fucking hell, I can't talk. Let's say a 40 pound bow, longbow. The arrow with that will penetrate about as deep and hit as hard as about a 150 pound crossbow, because the crossbow's draw is about that long. The bows is about that long, maybe more, you know, from my arm to my hand, you know. So it can, yeah. I don't know the specifics of it, but I know from shooting my 32 pound bow, penetrated about as deep as my 150 pound crossbow when I was shooting the same materials. Now, I will do a video of that soon. That is on my list to do. And I even got the compound out, but I had to move it. I had my bow out behind here. I was going to do a compound bow versus a recurve crossbow, just to show you that, 35 pound bow will hit about as hard as and penetrate as deep as a 150 pound crossbow. So yeah, depending on the poundage, 50 pound bow will do about the same damage as a 150 pound crossbow would. Yeah. It's all because of that longer. Richard could probably tell you the very specifics, you know, the specific information on it, why, you know. Yeah. Richard will shoot a fucking 120 pound bow. Yeah. suppose the arrows are probably heavier than bolts as well, so they'll hit harder because they're heavier as well. Yeah. So yeah, if someone, I'll try and see if I can get a company to make those sort of heads, or even these ones that just screw straight in, because that's a viable option. If I did, as I said, if I did crowdfunder, because if they said, "Oh, we can only sell you them in like 1,000," I'm pretty sure I could get enough people to buy 1,000 of them. If that's literally the only place you're going to get them. Yeah, it's a shame though, because as I said, I tried years ago to get a Chinese company to make those broadheads, but with that thread on it, and I nearly did. That's the thing, Cooker. I reckon a lot of people would. A lot of people would be. A lot of people would be. And then you'd have them out there as a thing, and then hopefully other people will, other companies start making. Good night, Mr. X. Always nice having you on, mate. I'll probably do a late night one soon. I can't be asked tonight. I doubt though. Yeah, take care, mate. Hope you had a good day out yesterday. Speak to you later, mate. Hello, Set. I'm going to call you Set because it's easy. How you doing, mate? You right? Hi, mate. Hope you're well, my friend. I'm not too bad. I'm not too bad. I ain't too bad, mate. Just talking about bolts at the minute. What you been up to? It's quite late now, isn't it? Yeah, 12. I'll be on for about another half an hour. But I can't make too much noise because there are people sleeping in other rooms at the minute. But yeah. Jay, how you doing? He said, "Do you know if the Steamboat bodkin bolts are any good?" The only person I know who's got a Steamboat has got a bed. I'm not sure. The only thing, so bodkin bolts, bodkin tips, in general, will. I've made some for my Sobek because they're all right to make. I can make them, and I could probably sell them. Well, not I could probably sell them. I can sell them. It's just getting the heads. Because I would do a service where people send me their tips and then I turn them into bodkins and then send them back. But it's getting somewhere where I can get them sent. So that's some bodkin tips I made. You can make them on I will get back to the Steamboat ones. You can make those on a little belt sander. They'll penetrate about 3 times deeper than a standard bolt. So let's say a standard bolt will penetrate that deep. They however much they penetrate. But if a standard bolt's penetrating about that deep, the bodkins will penetrate about that deep. They'll penetrate about 3 times as deep. So if they've got a proper 4-sided or 3-sided tip on them, they should penetrate better than standard bolts. And just as long as the bolts are any good, I think they're all right. Someone knock on my door then. I don't know if that was me. Something moved when I moved to my sofa. Anyway, as long as they're proper, like 3 or 4-sided bodkins, should be right. I'm not bald either. I've got fucking hair. I just like it short. So JMG said, baldy over there. What's it like to have no hair? Is it hot or is it cold? I don't care because I'm not bald. Neither am I. I just like to have short hair. But when you have nice short hair, it can be cold. So yeah, bodkin bolts. Should be decent. They should penetrate better than your standard. What kind of price are they, Jay? Though, because that's the other thing. If they're suddenly like 5 times as much or something, or well, no, it wouldn't be that much, but twice the price or something, or 5 quid. Yeah. Persia, I'm not bald. I shaved my head. Exactly. Hello, Persia. Exactly, mate. Not bald. Just like having short hair or no hair. Exactly. I've got plenty of fucking hair. Look at it. Look at it. What have you been up to, Persia? Or you've been on all night and just don't really said anything? Just to keep everyone interested, Spyrophiles DVDs will be coming out this year. I haven't finished the menus yet. What the fuck was that? I'm a fucking weird noises in here driving me mad. That was my stereo coming on. That's that. Oh god. But I fell asleep and missed most of the stream. Yeah, it missed much. You did miss me showing a werewolf's cock though. And a cat tossing a witch's salad. Yeah. So yeah. You missed that a little bit. You weren't having weird dreams while I was talking about that. Actually, I was showing that Meg Morgan Owl graphic novel. The usual then, yeah. Yeah, it went a little bit weird for a while. Yeah. Well, I was trying to find the page where Werewolf Jones is sucking his own dick, but I couldn't find it. So. Oh, fuck's sake. Normal night. Alright, so how you doing, mate? He said, I'm looking for a crossbow in the 200 quid range. Any model recommendations? Want a magazine, full size, or pistol? Magazine crossbow, pistol crossbow, or full size crossbow? It's hard to say. See, as I say, I really like the R9. Pistol, single shot pistol. I have seen the I've seen quite a few of the original Toxic Avengers. Pepe, I haven't seen the new one there. Pistol crossbow. I'll tell you what, Aritzi, what you want to get yourself one of those Sobex. Get yourself the Alligator Multi-Shot Plus, also known as the Man Kung Sobek. It's fucking 70 quid. For the rest of the 200 quid, you can get all of the accessories and kit it out amazingly. The second best, like that's the cheapest magazine crossbow you can get, and it's great. 70 quid. The Redbacks are really good single shot crossbows. You can put loads on them, but yeah. But the Sobek, it's just such a good deal. Can you get them? Are you over here, Aritsu? Yeah, I've seen, I think, how many original Toxic Avengers? I've seen at least 3 of them. I think I've seen all of the old ones. I quite like them, but I've not seen them for years. Perzo, you should have dropped the book on its spine. I guarantee it would have opened on that page. And the CNA catalogue, the CNA catalogue opens in the women's bra bit, yes. 4 originals. Yeah, I've seen them all then. And then, like, I used to watch them on. They used to show all of that trauma stuff on the horror channel. Like Kabuki Man and stuff like that. I used to watch them. Yeah, Kabuki Man. Here's Kabuki Man, isn't it? Toxic Avengers. Pretty sure I've seen all of them. What other trauma stuff was there? I like the trauma stuff. Richie said, I'll take a look, bro. Yeah, I like them with magazines, and live in the UK. Yeah, Richie, the thing is, I'd genuinely say get yourself a Sobek, get yourself a load of bolts as well, because they do take their own bolts, but all of them do now. The bolts are really cheap. If you buy the bolts, so you may have to buy the crossbow somewhere other than Merlin Archery. But if you can get the bolts, buy the bolts from Merlin Archery because they're 10 for £5, which is a great deal. Or it might be £6, but it's still a great deal for bolts. Yeah, the Sobek. It's and if you get into crossbows from that, then you can save up and get something a bit more expensive. But you don't need to. You really don't need to. That's what I was thinking, Pepe, that Kabuki Man is in Toxic Avenger 4. So I remember them fighting. Pretty sure I remember them fighting. Yeah. Let me look up Trauma films and I'll tell you which ones I've seen. Yeah, I really enjoy the Trauma stuff. An old Lloyd Kaufman in it. Romeo and Juliet. Play, how you doing, mate? He said, nice glove. Hang on, nicey gloves feeling today. I hope you're not in pain, brother. I'm in a little bit of pain, but not too bad. Jay said, have you done any tests comparing 3 or 4-sided bodkins? Yes, I'm pretty sure I did tests on 3-sided, 4-sided, and 5-sided. You'd have to look on my channel. If not, if you leave a comment on one of my videos saying, Mike, can you test 3 and 4-sided bodkins? I'll do that. Fallen Hill said, watched all the Leprechaun movies the other day. Forgot how funny they were. I'm up to Leprechaun 3 so far. I haven't had a chance to watch them all yet. But yeah, I do want to. I'm up to Leprechaun 3. Oh, Perry said you had any update on the knife roll. Look, you keep reminding me. I will. Because the thing is, it's been a weird couple of days. I've been really, really fucking busy. It might be worth waiting until maybe, because I'm going to be like really fucking busy now until probably the beginning of March, like proper fucking like hectic, and I'll probably keep forgetting. So I don't mind you keep reminding me. That's fine. It's better to like send me a message again saying, Mike, don't forget about the knife roll, and then on the right day I'll go and sort of look into it then. But yeah, it's going to be a weird. I'm going to have about a week in February where I'll probably have time to do stuff, but I'll be mental just getting ready for that week to end and get back into it. So yeah. Thanks to how long you on for? Probably till half 12, I reckon, mate. Yeah, the Leprechaun films are good. They are good. Carlos, how you doing, mate? You right? How you doing, mate? You at home or are you abroad? So I'll tell you which trauma films I've seen. Toxic Avenger, Class of Nukem High, fuck me, I set my eyes reading that. Yeah, all of the original Toxic Avengers. Sergeant Kabuki Man NYPD. I think I've seen at least 1 or 2 of the like Kabuki Man films, or I've seen 1 anyway. I'm sure I have, so it must be that, like a separate one. Romeo and Juliet. Yeah, I haven't seen loads of them. And I don't think I've seen any of the modern ones unless I've seen stuff without knowing it. Was what do you call it? Trauma. Anyway. Yeah, I like a bit of the old Trauma stuff. Yeah, it's suddenly become a weird busy time, Perry. I've got a lot to do. I'm prepping for a camping trip and then some other shit, and yeah, it's gonna be a lot to do, and I'll just keep forgetting shit. I go downstairs to do something. Because I've got like fucking 10 things on my brain all at once. I go downstairs to do something, and my mum will say, "Oh, can you do this?" And by the time I've turned around after saying this, I've already forgotten what she wanted me to do. I have to say to her, "You're going to have to text me it or Facebook me it. So when I get on my computer, I'll see it, and then I'll go and do it then." Yeah. Carla said, "Home, been out for the wife's birthday, 29 again. Nice. Happy birthday to Mrs. Carlos. You had a good birthday. Don't forget to bring a towel, yeah." But yeah, I do like the Toxic Avengers. Yeah, there's a new one, isn't there, with can't remember his name, but matey from Game of Thrones. Carl said, "Loved the crossbow today. It looks brilliant. It's nice, isn't it? I'm well happy with that. I just want to put something on the stock now, I think, and then that'll be done. Because you've got a little bit of space on the stock that's not being utilised for anything. One-Armed Warrior, he's got like a stock bag on his, which I think is a good idea. So he said, maybe you could do a video on what you'd take camping. I could do. And then I could show you that when I'm camping. That'd be a video to do when I'm camping. Yeah. Maybe I'll film that while I'm camping. Yeah, I have vacuum bagged my sleeping bag because it's a proper like winter sleeping bag. It's about that fat. It's not the kind of one you'd strap on your backpack and take, like walking in the woods, because it's bigger than your backpack. It's a proper good one, but they're fucking massive. If you get a really good one, they're really big. Carl says, "Sexy as fuck. How much in total was it to make?" Well, in all honesty, mate, I don't think that's got more than 150 quid worth in it total. I don't think it has. And that's still half price compared to the Steambow, which is the next magazine crossbow. Let me just work it out in my head. So the undermount and 2 speed loaders, that would be 30 quid. The bayonet I'd probably sell for about 30 quid, so that's about 60 quid. The light on the side you can get for 15 quid. Yeah, so altogether, you're probably not even saying 150 quid, I don't think. And it hasn't cost me that much, but I reckon you could do that. I reckon that's including buying the crossbow, by the way. So buying the crossbow, buying the speed loaders, buying the mounts, less than 150 quid for that whole setup. A Steambow Stinger would set you back about 300 quid. That's pretty much the exact same crossbow. Saint said you can get compression bags, mate. Also, if you keep a sleeping bag compressed, they lose their warmth. I ain't got no choice. I've got to take it on a coach, so I have to do it. It's fucking massive, but that's all right. That's all right. Evil said, "Bought some bird seed to feed the wildlife over winter. We now have weevils everywhere, thanks to here." That's the only thing with feeding the birds and that. My mum likes feeding the birds. It attracts rats where we live. Yeah. Yeah, compression bag. I'll look into that, Saint. I do appreciate that. Yeah, I ain't got no choice at the minute, though. It's so fucking big. I need to take it to metallics soon. So I've got to do it. There's literally no other choice. But yeah, I'll look into that. Yeah, fucking humongous, though. It's like that big by about that long. Carlos said, "Is that with all the bolts?" Well, the bolts, 5 quid for 5 quid for 10, so 50p each in bolts. So yeah, I would say that whole setup could be done for less than 150 quid. Right, compression bag was it? Yeah, that would be ideal, something like that. Because it's so fucking big, that fucking sleeping bag. But it's lovely. I've never, ever been cold with that. Ron Hill said, not here. Too many red kites and owls for rats to last very long. Yeah. The fucking rats around here are a nightmare. Danny said, do you have Instagram? I do, mate. I do. I could put the link in here if you want. If anyone ever wants to private message me, actually, it's quite a good place to do it. Instagram, because it's got an instant messenger on there. There you go. We have the red kites around here. I do like the red kites, but yeah. British Army surplus compression bag. Okay, thank you, Saint. Carla said, I've got a British Army module sleeping system. 3 bags, 1 system. It's big. Yeah, that's the thing. The good sleeping bags they're big. They are fucking big, but I've never been cold in mine. Never. It's been great. But yeah, because I was tempted to take the smaller one, but I reckon I'd be freezing my arse off. Yeah, if anyone ever wants to, so follow me on Instagram. That's got an instant messenger on there. It's a good way to. Email's fine as well. I check my emails every day, and I check Instagram every day. Instagram. The thing with Facebook, I don't really go on Facebook very much because the problem is I have a personal Facebook and a WeaponCollector Facebook. It means I have to keep changing which one I go on to when I'm on there, which means I don't bother. I just leave it on mine. So yeah, if anyone ever wants to message me, like an instant messenger, Instagram is the way to go. Or Twitter, actually. But yeah. But yeah, I'll look into that. Thank you, Saint. Yeah, hopefully my one will be all right being vacuum sealed like that. But yeah, if the problem is I ain't got no choice. It's got to be took there. And without being fucking sealed up, it's bigger than the fucking bag. And I still need to put a tent in there. I still need to put a whole lot of camping gear as well, because I need sleeping bag, tent, roll mat, my fucking clothes. Yeah. Saint said you might want to get a bivvy bag too, Mike, if you're going to bring, no, I'm taking a tent, yeah. Yeah. What is a bivvy bag? Is that like the waterproof bags? I have got them. Vol said there's loads around here, at least 40 juvenile kites roost near the church over winter night. I have one that sits just over there on a fucking conifer. Yeah, they are quite nice. I like the red kites. But yeah, they don't seem they can't really deal with the old rats around here. Danny, what made you write wife? Oh, wife's gonna follow on Instagram as well. Nice one, thank you. I do appreciate that, you two. Yeah. I don't put a lot on there. Yeah. I've got them waterproof bags that you turn the top over and then you put the clasps in. Yeah, I was looking there because I thought there's one still on my bed. Yeah, I'll get you. I know what you mean. Where have I put it? Yeah, I've literally got one in here somewhere. But I don't know where I've put it. Yeah, it's probably in there somewhere. Fallen Evil said, does it not have a mate? Well, it probably does. You do see quite a few flying around here. It's just, and it may not even be just one, but there is one that likes to sit on the tree. Now, there's a few around here. You see at least sort of 5 or 6 of them. Yeah, so it probably does. It probably does. But yeah, and it might be multiple ones that sit on that tree. But yeah. So yeah, it might do. It might do. But I really like the kites. I always have liked the red kites. I love the sound they make. Blade Play said, I got to go, Mike. No dramas on the rolls. Just let me know in the next 2 weeks if it's doable in March. Save me waiting. Yeah, no, fair enough. Yeah, it should be. Send me another message tonight or tomorrow, and I'll look into it tomorrow. Let me put it on my. I'll put it on my list, and then it's more likely to. But yeah, it's suddenly become a lot more fucking busy for me now. I'm going to be going and seeing Metallic, coming home, and then a week later going back again, which I don't normally do. So that's why I'm going to be really hectic, and then not for a little bit, but that whole week will be prepping for nothing else. You know what I mean? But yeah, take care, Perry. Speak to you soon, mate. Yeah, but send me a message anyway, because I don't, it's only because I'm busy that I forget. But it's not the kind of busy that I can't do it. It's just I'm busy doing loads of random shit. You know what I mean? So that can be one of those things. Paul said your brother could bump up his views if he used that rat problem to show the effectiveness of his traps. That is a great idea. Yes, exactly. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, good night, Perry. Take care, mate. Danny said I'm off to bed too. Good night for me and Shakira. Good night, Danny. Good night, Shakira. Sleep well. Hope you had a great birthday. Good night. That was you having your birthday, wasn't it? I can't remember now. One of you, not wasn't it? No, it was Carlos, wasn't it? Well, anyway, Shakira, happy birthday when it is your birthday. Good night. That's right. No, it was Carlos's missus' birthday, wasn't it? Carlos's missus, happy birthday. You just got an early birthday from me. Carlos said, where you camping at? I can't tell you. In England somewhere. You message me privately and I'll tell you. Yeah. I don't want people turning up there. Saint said, did you do a lot of camping when you was younger? Not really. Most of my camping I did, we used to camp out in the garden. Me and Matt used to make our own shelters in the back garden and sleep in it for the whole entire fucking summer holiday. So we'd be sleeping in the garden for 6 weeks, like we was living out there. It was great. But I used to do like that, and that no proper sleeping bags, and it was just like completely homemade shelters with not even waterproof because it was summer. You used to just set some wood up, put some blankets over it, lay some blankets down on the fucking grass, and sleep like that. It used to be fucking great. I used to love it, but never used to go really camping. I've done more camping as an adult last 2 years than I ever have as a kid. But yeah, if you count sleeping in the garden in a shelter as camping, yeah. But no, as a family, no. But yeah, I used to love sleeping in the garden under some shelter that we'd made. Just a base, a camp that we'd made. Yeah, it was really good fun. It would. We'd spend the whole fucking summer holiday sleeping out there. And sometimes our mate would come and he'd sleep out there for a week with us. Yeah. Really fun, though. I used to really enjoy doing that. But see, as a kid, you don't notice anything. It's different when you're an adult. You notice everything else more, It's just a kid, you don't give a fuck about anything, Saint said, I want to go spend the night in the woods this week, but I'm worried I'll get woken up by a crackhead. Yeah, that is the fear. That is the fear. You got to find. You have to find somewhere where they can't see you. Yeah. See, when we go camping, we're normally on some kind of. You can get in the woods or a field, but they're normally proper camping places, not just random, like the woods. Like Malcolm, in our local woods, went and stayed in our local woods for about 4 days, camped out, and slept under hammocks and that. That's the kind of issue with my woods. My woods are too small and people walk in them, and yeah, so you will get someone who walking through the woods. He even said red kites seem to flock only before finding a mate. A group that size is most likely a family consisting of parents and chicks from an older group. Oh, that's cool. That's great. Yeah, because you'll probably remember this. Do you remember when the red kites weren't common? I remember when like they first started coming back, which was about 20 years ago, I think, weren't it? When they started coming back. Yeah, I've always been a bit of a fan of the red kites, and I can't remember where it is, but there's this part of the motorway in southern England that cuts between this very deep cutout, and that's where they was first spotted, like breeding and getting more of them. People may know where I'm on about, but the motorway goes between this very large cutout in a hill. And that's the first place when they started, people noticed them coming back. Yeah. And that I remember that. The only reason I remember when that was, because that was when I was doing hardwood floors and I was about 20 at the time. So that was the year 2000. Yeah. Carla said, just sent a picture on Instagram of my last setup. Nice. I'll have a look in a minute. So it's the same here. Mostly wardens I'm worried about, or people that will call the police and you're having a fire. Yeah. Guys will have hundreds of kites near me. Fool said, or Evil said, they aggressively defend their nest from unrelated kites. Peter, I sometimes get jays and green parrots and go, Pete, I could hear a fucking parrot in my garden the other day. Because we do have those green parrots near me as well. I've never seen them up here yet, but I swear I could hear one sometime this week, like 3 or 4 days ago. I'm sure I could hear one, and I looked out, but I couldn't see it. But they do live around here, those green parrots. Yeah, down, I can't really say where, but like a 20-minute drive from where I live, there's an area down there near the Thames that there's loads of them. Yeah, no, they don't sound like a normal bird. That's why you notice them. They don't sound like normal birds that are in our gardens. Yeah. So there's a kite that flies literally above my house. A couple of years ago, some teenagers apparently tried taking one out of a catapult and they got done for it, from what I remember. Oh, they are lovely birds, aren't they? I love the red kites. Put some fruit out in a cage. The cat's the parrot. Yeah, good idea. Well, I think they're it's not a pet. They're as far as I'm aware, they're wild ones that were released that have now been breeding. Yeah. Yeah, it ain't someone's pet. I think they're classed as pests as well, where they've been breeding so vigorously. Yeah, we have hawks here. We do have hawks here. Yeah. Couldn't tell you what ones, but some are escaped pets. You are right there, but I think some definitely are. But the ones down like where I know they are, I think they were originally escaped pets or been released, and then they've bred, and yeah. I don't think I've seen an owl. Not a long time. I don't think I've ever seen an owl, but you know what? You probably wouldn't see an owl though, because they're only at night, aren't they? Pete said, heard stories of a bird shelter setting fire and the parrots got out and started breeding. Yeah. But yeah, there's a place near me. I can't say because it would give away, very close to earlier. But that has loads of them. But there's so many, they are classed as pests now. Yeah. I will have to go off in a minute. I would stay on, but it's too noisy, really. Yeah, it's been a good fun evening tonight. I've enjoyed it. I'll be on next. No, actually, I might not be on next weekend, so I might have to put some kind of premiere on next weekend. But if I don't, I'll be back on the weekend after. Maybe. I'm going to be a bit busy for a couple of weeks. I'll still be on YouTube and all that, but might not be live streaming. I'll see what I can do. Saint said, did you hear about the guy who released a couple of lynxes in Scotland? I've heard something about that. False said, I have seen an owl, both owned and wild. I went to an owl sanctuary with Metallic recently, like last year. That was good. Saint said, I always find wild animals in the UK interesting. Salmon here surprised me. Yeah, well, it is. It is interesting when you suddenly hear, stuff that you don't think's here or, that you never see, sort of thing. Yeah. I found some red kite feathers, and they're really long. They're not that long. Yeah, good night. I better go off, everyone, because I might be keeping my mum up and my sister and her husband are in there, and then my other brother's in that room, and yeah, right. Thank you for watching, everyone. I do appreciate it. Evil and Fallen Nails, nice to have you back. Peach, good night. Cookie, good night, everyone. I do appreciate everyone watching. Pepe, yeah. I might do like a daytime stream or something soon when I'm out and about, okay? I'm in London or something. Let's see how I feel at the time. Paul and Evil said, down our country roads, dusk you see them wild. Yes. Yeah. Yeah, good night, everyone. Thank you for watching. I do appreciate it. And I'll see you soon. But as I said, I may not be on next weekend because I might be a bit busy. I always have to keep things a little bit secret because some of the nutters out there. But yeah, I do appreciate it. Thank you for watching, everyone. I'll see you soon. All right. Good night. Hope you have a nice sleep, everyone. Good night. Thank you for watching. So happy birthday to you, Mrs. Carlos. Good night. My mouse works.